Hello everyone and welcome to the Patchison podcast. Thanks for joining us today. We are on episode 16 and it's quite a special episode, isn't it guys? It's end of the decade, end of the year, end of the decade episode.
It is indeed.
We're
going into 2020. Get good vision that year.
Don't need to wear those glasses anymore.
Is that a good joke? Is that a good joke to start this
It was
off
good. It was good when Dom did it on the last one.
Yeah,
Did he?
I did. I think I did.
A few times, yeah, like quite a few times.
That's like subliminal because I don't listen to him. So it's sneak him out his way into my head.
Just turning him down on the mixer, just slowly over the course.
Into your ear so slow.
A mixer in my brain. That's Dom talking.
That's it's getting that gain all the way down.
And then his laugh brings it back.
Oh.
So as I say, it's the end of the decade, so it's a big deal. So give me one word to describe, to sum up your decade, guys.
Decay.
Sleepy.
Alright, interesting. Mine is drunk, obviously.
That's your life word?
I thought yours would be blank.
Insert memory here.
I'll when I'm editing this later on, I'll make something up.
It'll be like the Simpsons, where like you got the Super
missing.
Bowl thing is like scene missing, or Atlanta Falcons. It's been added in later.
That's very good.
So how have you been, lads? He's good.
It's Christmas, mate. This is the most stressful time of the year.
Yeah,
That's how the
Christmas
song
and
goes.
yours as well.
This is the most stressful time of the year.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, it was very nice.
I know.
Out caroling.
It's one Jaeger in. That's what you get.
Yeah, it's generally this time. It's like when it's Christmas and New Year. It's like, what day is this? What's going on? It's wild.
I struggle with that enough, so it's extra hard. Like
None of us have kids either. Like,
yeah,
so
which is
none that we know about anyway.
yeah, that's true.
none that we take
None that have tracked us
responsibility
down.
for.
Wow, this just got real.
Yeah, but we don't actually have any kids.
Nah,
Just so that people don't think like Hugh neglects his children.
No, I don't. Not yet.
So what have you been up to, Hugh? Anything exciting?
We saw Star Wars today.
We did see Star Wars today. Yeah,
We're going to talk about it now, or we'll talk about it later?
Let's talk about Star
Let's
Wars.
talk about it now because
Do you
like,
want
I'm going to be honest. My week was very unfulfilled with anything. It was just work.
Just your
and
week?
Just my week. But then I got to see
His life, his bed.
That's all I need. But I got to see Star Wars the day after it got released as well. So
Was it absolutely packed at the
It
cinema?
was, and this was 9:30 in the morning.
Have we decided
was
what
wild.
take we're going to have on Star Wars so we can make the most money of angry Star Wars fans?
Yeah, maybe.
Do they like this one? Do they hate it? Let's check Twitter.
I've heard a lot of bad things. I don't see why. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But just
I was the same.
Star Wars fans like to be outraged at anything.
We're going to do heavy spoilers here, aren't we?
Oh yeah, very heavy spoilers. So anyone
for
that's not seen
the
Star
Last
Wpeople
Jedi and this as well, Force Awakens.
If people have not seen The Last Jedi, get off podcast. Stop
That's your
listening.
fucking fault if you've not seen it.
No, don't actually keep listening to us, please.
Yeah, please.
We need those listens.
We need to say get a hold of Audible so we can make Audible money, guys.
That big Audible money.
But yeah, Rise of Skywalker, huge spoilers for the next wee while. So Rise of Skywalker.
I can't believe that Yoda came back and ate everybody. That's a big spoiler.
You know what? This film felt like two films together.
Smashed. Yeah, that I felt like.
It's not a bad film.
No,
but like it started and it did not stop.
Yeah.
Like the pace was so like fast.
You think it was like it went and then it just kept going and going and going and then it's like, oh, they couldn't breathe.
Yeah, they had so many things that they wanted to tie up. Even though The Last Jedi kind of said that the whole point of the film is that you don't need to tie all these things up.
Yeah.
Like, that was the gist of it.
Do you think they just felt like that because
the
the final one in the trilogy? Or
Yeah, that and like people were like outraged.
What the fuck's going on?
Aye.
See, but that's what happens when you don't have like a trilogy series where you're just like, we'll figure it out later. You should have like what should happen. Have an
They
idea
didn't know
where it's
that in
going.
the first trilogy either. They didn't write the first film.
That's true. But
They didn't
it
write-
was all sort of coming from the one person though, where this time they were sort of like giving it out to other people.
I know what you're saying, but I think that
Did you think it would have been better? Like
I think if Rian Johnson done this one, it would have been better.
Really?
Why
Yeah,
do you think that?
Because he obviously had something else to say.
Something cooking?
Yeah,
Had
like
a plan?
The Force Awakens was such a blank slate of a film. Like
Yeah.
it was just a basic copy of
Just
A New Hope.
starting a new trilogy, basically.
And The Last Jedi could have done the same, where it was just a copy of Empire.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It did something different,
Uh-huh.
which some people hated, some people loved.
Mhm.
But then you've got to stick with that. You've got to keep that route. Because if you don't, you'll like slalom off and do something that no one really likes.
Plus, it also like not only does it make the third film suffer, but it messes up the second film as well. You know what I mean?
And it messes with the classics as well, because this is all in canon as well, technically.
True.
Mate, Star Wars has got fucked up canon as it is.
Yeah,
like
they just pick and choose.
Yeah, they do, and it's science fiction canon. You know what I mean? Like
it's like really... fucking DC canon.
At this point, there's so many stories that they all contradict each other.
But there's so much of it. It would be hard, damn near impossible, really, to have everything, not clashing. So there's going to be wee bits that don't quite make sense, wee plot holes and stuff like that. I mean, that's natural.
Logic cannot be at the root of your artistic expression.
Yeah,
like that kind of be the main part of it.
Can I just say one thing about Star Wars is, can they not just kill someone and let them die?
Yeah. I was just about to say that. I felt that was very
It really took away from the depth of the scenes, like when Rey thinks that she kills Chewie.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, man, Chewie goes out like that.
That's like...
I was raging because I know, because of Big Jason, he's always like, man, fucking Chewie, always, the best way he died, man, he got killed by a goddamn moon. And then I'm like, really? He got fucking blown up by
that?
Is that the classic, what do they call it now? The books that they wrote before Disney bought them? Expanded Universe? If that's the way he died in the books, I think maybe 5% of fans knew that.
I know, but I
didn't know that.
That doesn't mean that they need to do it.
Exactly for it. But when you see him going for that, I'm like, all right, that's a bit shocking. All right, cool, I'm with that. And then it turns out, there was another ship. I'm like, was there?
I think it was to give her guilt.
It didn't even show you. I think that was when I saw. I was like, oh, this is going to feed into her turning to the dark side and fighting against. That obviously she's going to feel guilt for killing her friend. You know what I mean,
they sort of went, no, Chewie's alright, and you're like,
and then he came back. And he didn't even really fucking do anything. Like, he shot a few more stormtroopers, and that was it. Like,
do you know what, man? See, when they were running through the Star Destroyer, whatever that ship is, and they were running through like 40, 50 stormtroopers who just could not shoot them. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. How bad are your soldiers when they can't shoot people right in the middle of the corridor?
That's true. Even did they not get a hot shoot pull though?
Aye, for the plot.
Got in the arm.
Plot shot.
Aye. They got him in the arm as well. It wasn't like got him in the head.
Was that even for the plot? Did that ever come back? Like,
it was just a...
You saw him with a wee...
Injured him.
And then the ginger guy's like, shoot me so they don't know that I'm the spy. And you're like,
my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hux, yeah.
Yeah, that was... I didn't like the way Hux went out either. I thought he would have had like a worse death.
Yeah.
Because he was such a cunt in the last two films.
He was a pain in the arse, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I thought it was Kylo.
You think Kylo was a spy?
No, Kylo was the one that was going to kill him.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
But like...
Because AOP he's like, I just don't want Kylo to win.
Yeah, it was a rivalry between the both of them.
Aye, but that would have kind of taken away from Kylo's obviously turning to the light and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's the Star Wars thing, it's redemption in it, so...
Yeah, him for that as well. Did you like the Palpatine coming back?
That was awesome, I loved it.
It was funny and cool, but...
Corny.
Also... How far in ahead does Palpatine plan? He's like, right, I'm going to fail here, I'm going to die here, then I'm going to fail here.
No, I don't think they were trying to say that dying was part of his plan. Like,
Jed, that's the thing is, like, the Sith can't die. That was the whole thing. Death is not.
Yeah, that.
I did like the some of the callbacks in the film. Like, and one of them was the line. Like, well, I say callback. It was only to the prequels.
Yeah,
but the dark side is a pathway to.
Living forever. It was the thing he said to Anakin.
Unnatural. I said it to Anakin, then he of course said it to Kylo. Was
that the only good scene in the prequels?
He said to Anakin.
Yeah. Have you watched the prequels? I know we're getting off topic.
Of course I have.
But like lately, with a critical eye.
With a critical eye.
The Phantom Menace is probably the worst film in the whole world.
Yeah,
everyone says that.
It doesn't have a plot. Yeah. Right now, could you tell me the plot of Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
Pod racing.
There's a trade thing in
trade war.
And there's two of them. And then there's two Qui-Gons because you get cut in half.
And then there's Queen Latifah. There was
she in it?
That's Padme. No. It was Padme. I was
so confused.
Padme and Kira Knightley, who looked exactly like Natalie Portman.
That was strange.
Yeah, but like the first
I know what you mean.
They aren't great films.
I get it.
But like going back to Rise of Skywalker,
the Palpatine bit was fun, but it was obviously shoehorned in.
Yeah.
It didn't fit with the rest of the...
See, that was honestly, that kind of part of it was the bit I liked the most.
Yeah.
See all the kind of, like the space battles and all that kind of stuff.
Fighting the children around as well. I love that bit.
They could have done a lot more.
They went out like chumps.
They did go out like chumps though, but I did love that bit just for the lightsaber bit.
See, when
I popped up so hard in the cinema.
I thought that was what she was trying to do, because obviously you'd seen through the film that they've got a connection, that they can like transfer things to each other. And like, see when he pulled that lightsaber, I was like, "Oh no, it's about to go down."
And then sees me shrug. I was like, "Yes."
He was like, he turned pure comedic. Like after he became good.
Yeah, it became like more like Khan, which I liked about it.
Yeah.
And then
Adam Driver's probably the best in this trilogy, I think.
Yeah,
like
I thought he did really well.
Yeah,
I remember when he was wearing like his like nipple thing. It was up to his chest. You're like, what's going on?
That was a bit weird.
I did like their connection thing though for the story, like how it was shot. See when she was out in the town and it was in like the Star Destroyer, and they were sort of like the camera was moving around.
Yeah, the way that they were, and then they would like hit lightsabers, and then it would change and stuff like that. That was really well done.
And then he noticed that it was Vader's head there, and he was like, I know where they are, and then grabbed the beads, and then I was like,
it's cool. The directing was really good in this film.
J.J. Abrams is pretty good at that. Not a lot of lens flares this time either.
I think that's because people slag him for it.
Yeah. See the wee robot, I can't remember his name, the wee cone-headed one?
Yeah.
I think that was J.J. Abrams' voice. He voiced that, you know, like he was saying like, "No thank you," when people try to touch him and stuff like that. Like, that was J.J. Abrams.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just like the chemistry between these characters.
Yeah.
Like, Poe, Rey, Finn, like, they get a lot of criticism for Star Wars fans, but I like them.
I didn't think that Finn had a lot to do with this movie, but then that's more because like he's not the focused on it. But then like you seen like they dropped a little bit of like, you know, you needed to tell something today, and everyone's like, "Oh, is it to say that they love each other?" But then you get like you see him sort of knowing where Rey is and all that, so you're like, "Oh, maybe it's like a reverse Leia and Luke."
We were
sort of
we were talking about that. Because after I was saying like they never went back to that, they never explained that.
No.
But Hugh was saying that they kind of, they asked J.J. Abrams.
They asked J.J.
What were you going to say? And it was, I'm force sensitive. But that, you know, you can obviously see that because he's like, it's a feeling I get that it's that ship that's you know, guiding the other ones and stuff like that. But then you think back when he's like, I can't say it in front of Poe, and it's like, why not? Why would you not be able to say that in front of Poe? Like,
because then Poe might be sensitive too, and then he's like, "Oh, they have this connection, and I don't have a connection with my boy anymore."
I thought Poe was great in this film.
I thought
he was hilarious. So was C-3PO.
Oh, C-3PO stole the show.
See when like he was shouting, like they get stuck in the quicksand, and he's shouting, "Rey and Finn, he's okay." And he's like, "I know you didn't say my name,
but I'm okay."
Like, that's awesome. A lot of it was really fun, and fun in the way Star Wars is meant to be.
Yeah,
like a lot of people take this film series super serious, but it's just fun.
It's supposed to be, and again, like these movies aren't generally made for people like us now. It's made for like younger audiences,
kids.
Teens.
But I think that's the issue with a lot of Star Wars fans. They want it to be the same as it was when they were kids. And
did you think that it was strange though that they sort of done Ben like that though? Just went, just kill him. And I was a bit like, really?
Yeah, I kind of thought like, well, I think he had to, part of the redemption arc of his like his story, but the way he died was a bit
like, see, because
strange.
He kind of disappeared.
Yeah,
that mean he's like
a force ghost.
Now.
I thought he was going to show up as a ghost that like with Luke and Leia. I was like, oh my god, yeah. That was like, no. But then did you
that would have made sense as well because he's a Skywalker.
So I had to sort of rewatch the start of Force Awakens for Harrison Ford, but just because he shows up here for it as well, I was like, oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and
I was looking, going, he didn't have a beard in Force Awakens. Hold it in because he's got a little bit of like. I was like, fuck, they could have just went, yo, you want Harrison Ford? Can you shave for us? Because you went. No.
You've got one day.
You got one day.
You've got one day. Film what you need to. I'm fucking off.
Pay me $3 million.
Yeah. I thought it was great though because it was just it was like a reenactment of how he killed him.
Yeah.
Like the same
shot for shot.
When I was saying like, you know, the wee callbacks and stuff like that, that was another one I was going to mention. You know, he said the same thing. Like, I know what I need to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And
yeah.
What have you done,
For
Hugh?
fuck's sake, Hugh.
That's a Hamish.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh has filled half his pint glass of Jägermeister.
Have you got another glass? You can pour that into.
I need to get another glass.
You will never be able to drink it.
Right.
Quick break. So how did you think that it stacked up, not only to the previous two, but to the solo ones? Well, Well, like
The
Solo being
separate
one of them, and Rogue One and stuff like that. The standalone ones, I should say.
I really like the standalone ones. I like when Star Wars gets to tell a complete story.
Yeah.
From beginning to end, and there's no like setting up for further things.
Yeah, it's not a Marvel movie. You don't need to do that with Star Wars ones. You don't need to worry about that because there should be, that's like the big deal that they made with this one. It's like the end of the Skywalker sort of
They
franchise.
said that last time though.
Yeah.
They keep saying this is the end, and then I bet you there's another trilogy.
Well, now that because of what Ray said, she's like, I thought honestly, like she should have just went Palpatine, and I'd been like, fuck yeah, that'd been awesome.
Right.
Props.
And that technically would have been right.
But with Rogue One, I was like, this kind of didn't need to be done. Solo, I was like, before going to see it, I was like, I don't think this is going to be good. But I came out going, that was actually really, really fun.
It was really fun, that film. I liked Solo.
I was the opposite. Solo I didn't really like too much, but Rogue One was amazing.
That's strange.
Rogue One was good, but do you know, I think like Rogue One could have been a better miniseries.
Yeah.
See, that was like an 8-part miniseries.
I think that had been
getting to know those characters a bit better, getting to see some backstory and stuff like that. I think it was.
But you do know the dread that's hanging over them. That
they're all going to die.
They all are going to die from it.
They're all going to die.
I think it worked quite well because you didn't really need to get to know them because you're not, they're going to die. But I think even in the film, it gave you enough time to sympathise with them and to get to know them and that. And
I guess
because it was already obviously, it was in the
written
past
stone,
and stuff like that. It didn't really need to.
Is this another
expand
film?
Too much.
Is this one of the who was directing this? Was it Gareth Evans?
Oh, I can't remember.
He directed Godzilla, right? The 2014 one.
Yeah.
I can't remember what else he's done, but like he is really good. He's like a young I don't know how young he is, but he's like one of the new names that you hear kicking about. And they took what he had, and then they reshot loads of it. I'd like to see what his idea was.
Why did they do that? Did they say?
They never said, but they've done it with both of the standalone films because
right. Just didn't fit with their kind of idea of it.
Solo was getting made by the guys that did Lego Movie and Spider-Verse, like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they dropped off just to go and do...
No, they didn't drop off. No, they got sacked.
Yeah.
They sacked them because it was too comedic. But I'd quite like the comedic Solo film because Solo is, like, he's a rogue, lovable rogue.
Han Solo is a kind of... He's not like a pure outright comedian, like always cracking jokes, but... He is one of the more kind of fun characters. Mm-hmm. Like he's not pure serious and brooding and that. Yeah,
gets by on his wits.
Yeah,
like the film is actually really good. Solo, I really enjoyed it, but I think they got Ron Howard in to fix it up, and he's a by the numbers safe bet. If you know what I mean, he's not going to do anything crazy.
Ron, you did it again.
He did a 7 out of 10 again, but like I'd like to see what those directors really thought. I think Star Wars is kind of scared to give directors like free rein. Because of Rian Johnson, because people had such a bad bad reaction to The Last Jedi.
So overall, rough kind of rating.
Did I go off on a tangent now?
For Rise of Skywalker?
I'd say it's... I don't see where the issues people had with it. I did really enjoy it, and it's not as bad as the prequels.
The
prequels deservedly get shat on for like real reasons for it.
Yeah, the bad films. Yeah. They're badly filmed.
Yeah, there's issues like that, and the story just to get there, they kind of like they killed the younglings a long time ago. To do that, it wasn't even like when Annie did it, but yeah, and when you do that to Vader, like a character that's supposed to be surrounded in mystery, you sort of go, no, he was kind of like a whiny wee bitch. You're like,
well, I think the problem with those
because like Kylo, I thought the redemption of Kylo was a lot better than having anything to do with Anakin.
I think he was intentionally a whiny wee bitch in The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
because it meant to show his immaturity, and he was being controlled, and he wasn't quite there.
He wasn't. He was like he didn't know he was getting controlled. Therefore, he was lashing out everything. He was literally lashing out with his lightsaber.
Yeah, I like his lightsaber. I think that's the coolest design they've ever had.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Remember Daniel Craig was in the movie as a stormtrooper.
See, we were talking about that. We were talking about that. It's the one that when Rey gets like captured.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
she's like untimely.
And then I was saying in this one, obviously, there's the 2 stormtroopers that she mind tricks.
Yeah.
I think they're probably famous people, but I looked it up, but they don't know.
I know Harry Styles is in the film.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know his voice. Obviously, I'm not Teenage Girl. But
you're not.
I think
a body like one though.
I think you've got to take Star Wars in its trilogies, right? You've got the original trilogy, which is the best trilogy so far.
Yeah.
But I think this trilogy is really good, close behind it.
Yeah, so you'd put this one like below the original, but obviously above the prequels.
And I didn't like The Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright, but it's like
Did you not like scream at the screen when you seen like the
a
Ewoks?
second Death Star?
I fucking popped for the Ewoks showing up, got shaved, like, yay! You're like, God damn these Ewoks. And the eyes didn't blink, which made me happy, because they just had those dead eyes. And when Lucas went back and did the CG and updated everything, he made the Ewoks blink, and it was really unsettling.
He just can't leave his stuff alone, can he?
He can't.
But see, that was another part that it really seemed like it tried to kind of tie everything together and do all these callbacks, because you saw like even the Porgs from Last Jedi.
Yeah, looking all sad.
I like the Porgs,
like
man.
The Jawas when Rey went to Tatooine and stuff like that at the end, and obviously the Ewoks and stuff like that. It seemed like they really just tried to get a bit of everything. And
a bit of good grace back in with the fans, saying like, you know, we're not fading away from the new stuff. We're not going to let the old stuff die. He says, but you got to realise that
this is a new story.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's the issue with Star Wars. Like, the fans are so stuck on what happened in 1983 that they can't let new characters come in and new stories be told without comparing it to the old ones.
You seen that poor Asian lassie get fucking destroyed online for it?
Rose,
and
then Kellyanne Tran, I think her name is.
Yeah, fair enough that. Yeah, she wasn't the greatest thing in The Last Jedi. She was kind of annoying, but
she was an annoying character.
but
that's not going to.
But what they did in this, it's not her fault. It's like she's just told, "Can you play like this?" Aye, sure. But then in this movie, she got kind of put in the background, and you're like,
I think it's because you know,
you're like, don't Jar Jar. She's not Jar Jar.
I think the problem is, like, seeing The Last Jedi, everyone talks about I even added this when I first saw it, the casino Canto Bite bit.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh, that's useless. That's horrible." But I think that's meant to show how everybody thinks that this battle is the most important thing going on in the galaxy, and it's like no one else sees it. Like, there's other people making money out of it, both sides. Like, it's not everything that's going on. It's maybe not as important as you think it is all the time.
There's a lot of grey in this area. That isn't just black and white.
Yeah. There's not just good versus evil. And I think it was a kind of theme he was trying to build into it. Like, it's not always, you know, good versus evil, Jedi versus Sith. There's like a whole other universe out there as well.
Yeah, there's other people. There's other things that we can go and look at, but you're too busy focusing on with like fucking wizards with swords. Like,
I think that's
light sticks.
The point of the Benicio del Toro character as well, when he's saying you'll blow them up, they'll blow you up, and you know, it's business.
I'll make money.
And he's like, "Oh, you're wrong," and he's like, "Maybe," but it's not the most important thing to a lot of people.
And then when they had the whole call out for in The Last Jedi, like, you know, nobody came.
Yeah.
And then this time, like, you know,
that was a cool scene in this one though, when everybody Lando was there, and I was like, Lando.
Lando, that made me so happy to see my boy
Lando Calrissian.
I was like,
obviously, like, see that scene is because it's a film, but see when Poe's like, sorry, you know, there's too many of them, and then he's like, but there's more of us. It's like, how long was he waiting there for a cool line to come in? Like, they're all getting blown up, and they're like, sorry, Lando, should we go in? Like, no, wait, I need a cool entrance. Oh, there we go, right?
It reminded me of Avengers.
Yeah.
When they opened the portals
on your left. You're like, he's on his left.
But yeah, I'd rate this movie pretty good. Don't see the issues. What about yourself, man?
Yeah, I'd say so as well. Like, I liked it.
Is it your favourite out of the trilogy?
I still think Force Awakens works.
Force Awakens is good.
I'd probably need to watch the other ones. I've not seen them recently, so I'd probably need to watch them again. But
8 out of 10s. I'd rate them all 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's fair.
7.5.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I think
he's undercut me.
8.5. God damn it. I'd say probably
none of them are masterpieces.
No.
I think Star Wars is too constrictive of a universe.
Yep.
Like, you have to tell this certain type of story.
It's got to have these beats. It's got to have this sort of moment, and then that's...
And I think that's why the first one's considered the best, because it was the first one to do it.
Yeah. Did you not see? I think it was Star Wars. I hope I'm not getting this mixed up, but one of the producers, she was saying like, oh, it's quite hard to write a Star Wars film because there's no novels, there's no books or anything like that to go on. We need to do it ourselves. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's fucking plenty of.
But that's because they got rid of it all. But they have been taking,
anymore, but
you know, a lot of
stuff
stuff.
Because
I mean, the Sith planet. That I remember that being either in Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2, or so. I remember, like, you know, it happened.
I think they took names of things.
There's been a few times though that
stuff.
like there's in a few of the games and stuff like that. There's been like Oh, but this Sith planet that no one's ever heard of. It's like convenient.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're fucking Sith are everywhere, man.
Can't get rid of those Sith.
Like Starbucks now, is Sith planets popping up everywhere.
One of the coolest parts of the film is at the end, where Rey's trying to, build the energy up to fight back against Palpatine.
Yeah.
And like all of the voices that she hears from the Jedi is Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson. I even
Sam
think
Jackson.
you heard Sam Jackson and the actor that played
Hayden Christensen,
Anakin.
Anakin.
I heard Anakin, and you heard who's that? Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
You heard lots of
even
Jedi.
from like the Clone Wars animated series and the Rebels.
Yeah.
Yoda,
obviously, you could
Yoda
see
was
him.
there.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor was there.
Was Ewan McGregor in that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Was
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the Force.
I
Use
heard
the Force,
I heard a voice, and it obviously couldn't have actually been him, but it sounded like someone trying to be Alec Guinness, like old Obi-Wan. But that wouldn't make sense because they've already got. But yeah, that was cool.
I thought it would be cool if they put Cal Kestis' voice in it.
Yeah, it just depends when
He died.
What?
What?
Cal Kestis.
Is he alive? Is he dead?
What are you have you finished the game?
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, so.
That's what I'm saying. Is he alive or dead?
spoilers,
That's
yeah.
why
Right, okay, so he wouldn't be in it. He wouldn't do the. No, but.
No,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the main character of a game. He's going to survive.
Or is he?
Have I still to lend that to you?
Yes.
You have to give me everything I've lent you back.
I can't give you Pan Virginity.
I didn't borrow that. I took it.
Oh.
I want Astro
Okay,
Chain
we're
back. I want Astro Chain back.
You're getting into some weird
I'll
territory here. So.
I'll bring that back, man. I'll bring back your chains.
Fucking better bring it back.
So, yeah, I think that's enough Star Wars, enough space shooty.
Movie, yeah,
Go
space
see it.
operas. Go see it.
Yeah,
Go
I
see
would
it.
definitely say so. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone that's going to have seen the other ones and go like, you know what?
I'll
Nah,
skip that fuck one.
just
Yeah,
skip the one that ties
Skip
it
the
all
final.
up.
man.
Nah.
You're obviously not on the depths of Twitter I'm at. Like, it's
yeah.
just hundreds of guys with, like...
Huddles and neckbeards.
Yeah, hundreds of guys sitting in front of loads of Star Wars merch going, this isn't quite as good as the last time.
This isn't actually canon.
I'll be giving this one a miss. No, you won't.
Sure you
No,
will.
fucking won't.
Sure you
You'll
These
see it like
fucking
4 times.
feminazis. They don't understand that they put these white women in the front.
You're like, guys.
I'm really hoping that's not our audience.
I hope it's not. Fuck those guys.
I'll notice when the
demos
numbers
go
dip.
It's just Jason. Fuck Jason.
One thing I want your opinion on the kiss, Rey and Kylo. Do you think it was just unnecessary?
No,
You
no,
think
makes
it was
sense.
alright? Kind of
Makes
nice.
sense.
Yeah.
I liked it. They had obviously a deep connection
Yeah.
between the both of them, and
I mean, she obviously them with like his
I had
tats
the
out,
nips
so
out,
he had his giant chest.
Uh,
I love the memes of them. It was just a big block. I didn't see like I thought like it would have made sense for them to get together, and then it was just like it's Ben. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah.
loves Ben, she doesn't love Kylo.
yeah. So, anything else that you've seen?
I actually saw The Witcher.
Oh,
All
Right.
8 episodes in
Netflix TV
one long binge. I watched it.
so it wasn't very good then.
show?
It was probably one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. Mostly because I love Henry Cavill. He's my favourite Superman, and he's really good as Geralt. I have never played a Witcher game, which
Yeah.
is surprising because I've got them all.
Yeah. I've only seen the first episode. I started watching it last night. I got about halfway through, and then Sinead texted me like, "Are you out tonight?" Which to me means come out and drink. So
Let's have a good
I was
time.
always like, "Stop! I'll watch you later."
I know, you can never say no either.
Yeah, I know,
I mean,
yeah.
like it's always good. The Witcher's always going to be there.
That's it.
Drink time's
Exactly.
not.
I know,
Exactly.
you can't drink every night or anything.
Well,
Oh well, almost every night.
Well, I watched all 8 episodes, and it's a good show with a lot of good storytelling. There's like things that happen, and then there's moments you're like, oh, I get it now. I get why that's happened. I get where this is, and
Yeah,
Things
there's
kinda come
aha
together.
moments,
Yeah.
eureka
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
and it doesn't happen till like the 4th or 5th episode.
Yeah.
Because things get a little bit confusing with things going on. You're like, is that going on at the same time as that? Is this happening? Because there's like 3 or 4 different storylines going on at the same time. It isn't just about Geralt.
mm-hmm.
It's about Yennefer and
Such a good
Ciri.
thing.
Ciri,
Ciri,
her name is, the
Cirilla.
princess.
Yeah.
A lot.
And they all come together at some points, and the standalone stories, and then there's like not filler episodes but lower episodes
Mhm.
that bring in more.
Did they get into hijinks?
Yeah, there is a lot of hijinks. There's a
Yeah.
hard character. I don't know if he's in the games.
Yeah, Dandelion.
I don't know if his name's Dandelion in the show.
Right.
His name might be Yosef, like
I
Yennefer.
think he has an actual name. I can't remember off the top of my head. But
That may be what
it
his
will
nickname is.
be him. Aye.
He's pretty funny. He gets him into some hijinks, and
he's funny.
Geralt isn't played as just like a unfeeling monster killer. He's got some depth.
He's got a strong moral compass. You know what I mean? Like in the books and in the game and stuff like that.
He's always pointing off.
He's always got. It seems like a character that has got a lot of backstory he's not telling you. A lot of pain, a lot of things have happened.
Well, I mean, Witchers are trained when they're young and given like experimented on basically to suffer the mutations that they get and stuff like that, and most of them die. So they become sterile and stuff like that. So they are pretty fucked up, you know. But
that means you get to fuck, no kids.
Aye, and he does a lot. See if you've ever played the first Witcher game. Yeah, it's weird. It's like a strange wee card collecting game, but every lassie that you shag, you get a wee card. And he's just like he's a mad shagger. He's a total shagger.
Wonder.
Fair.
When you're firing blanks, man, you might as well.
Yeah. No.
Well, it's a good show. The choreography for the fight scenes is amazing. I think Henry Cavill took it serious.
Well, he's a big fan of The Witcher. He's played the game, the games multiple times.
I did hear that. Like, he's very into his gaming for that, and he mentioned The Witcher like a good couple. I think it might have been during Man of Steel and stuff like that. He mentioned it.
I watched him on chat show. I can't remember which one.
Graham Norton.
Aye, probably. And he was saying that when he got the phone call from Zack Snyder to tell him he's going to be in Man of Steel, he's going to be Superman, he actually like rejected the call because he was playing World of Warcraft. People are like, why don't you just pause it? He's like, can't pause it.
It's an online game, man.
You have to continue.
It's like when your mum or your dad comes in when you're wee and you're playing online, and it's like, just pause it, and it's like, I can't do that, mum.
I don't understand. Let me finish this game.
Does that when I play FIFA. Like, I can't pause it. This guy, my enemy, won't pause it, so I can't pause it.
I won't lose again.
I don't lose them. There's no evidence of me losing.
That's true. Not at all.
But The Witcher's really, really good. Like, there's a good budget to it as well.
How's the soundtrack to it?
It's really nice. At the end of, I think, every episode, there's like a song written about what happened in the episode.
Yeah.
Written,
so the bard
like
maybe
done
it. Yeah.
I think it is.
It's short though. It feels like I say short. There's 8 1-hour episodes, but I wanted more.
How many hours was that?
8.
I'm not sure if you were just annoyed at his question or you had to actually think about that there.
I was annoyed at his question.
Yeah, okay, sure.
But like, I put it on and I was like, I'll watch a couple episodes. And I was like, oh no, I need to keep watching it.
Yeah.
And then I watched it to the very end and I was like, oh damn.
Yeah,
like, I watched it too quickly.
Yeah.
I did notice, like, when you were saying about the budget though, like the armour and stuff like that, it all looks really good. You know, even like in the first episode, there's a big massive fight scene and stuff like that, which couldn't have been cheap and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm glad that they did that though, because
get that Netflix money.
It's also gory.
Aye, yeah,
a lot of gore in that. People get like cut open and their insides pulled out, and
in the games you can behead people and dismember people.
I'm assuming this has got a season 2 as well now.
It's already been.
This is a winner for Netflix. Like,
is it basically the new Game of Thrones? You thinking?
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of straight away, with the gore and the sex and stuff like that in it. And everyone's looking for that Game of Thrones now.
I think that's.
Well, I think it's because Game of Thrones, the last season, left such a bad taste in people's mouths that they're just like, we need to have something that's not that we know can finish on, like, you know. Well, instead of something that's letting you down. These books are done, therefore we know how it will end. It's not one of these ones that they're still writing to.
Plus, I think you bring in the gaming crowd as well, because like The Witcher 3 was one of the biggest games in the world at one point, and it's just out for the Switch now. Yeah. So I know I've got The Witcher 2 to play. I started it a long time ago and I didn't quite like the combat.
The combat's a wee bit annoying to
but I'm going to power through because I really want to play it now, because I want to hear more of the lore.
Is it the Xbox or the PC you've got it on?
Xbox One X, so it's got the upgrades and stuff like that. I'm hoping that
I was just thinking,
I think it looks better on the One X than it does on the PC, because I mention them all the time, Digital Foundry, and they say that the patches they gave you make it a 4K game with better lighting, better effects and stuff like that than the PC version.
It still really was nice. I remember when I played it on the 360, it still was a nice looking game for its time, you know what I mean? But I was just thinking that because I'm sure even on the PC version, someone made a mod that basically kind of overhauled the combat. Like, the combat was the kind of main gripe that people had with Witcher 2. But I wish it really wasn't that bad, you know what I mean?
I wish the combat was more like Shadow Mordor.
Ah, right, just like fluid, like the Batman sort of style. Yeah,
like, I know everyone's copies that style now, but I think what was wrong with it was it moved really quickly. Like it wasn't precise.
Yeah.
His movements.
Hard to kind of control.
So like I was turning round like in a 360 direction without slashing, and I was like, "This is going to be frustrating."
If you play that and then you go into the third one, the combat's much better than that, and it's really satisfying as well. And see, like you can. It's obviously like an RPG, so you can kind of choose a build. You can go like the signs that he does.
Yeah.
You can go that, or you can do like sword fighting and stuff like that. See if you put loads into sword fighting and you get really good with a sword, and you get wee bandit camps. It's just so much fun. You just hack down like 20 people, and it's so satisfying. And the combat like that I noticed in the first episode of The Witcher is very like that. Like they've used the same kind of style, so it's really cool.
It's the same fighting style towards to like the live action one. That's pretty interesting.
What I really liked about that first fight scene was there was no cuts, really. Like there was cuts at certain points. There was like invisible cuts, but like there was
someone walking by the frame, maybe something.
Yeah, there was no fast editing. There was no like he swung his sword, it edited to the guy's face, then there was blood, and it edited back to Geralt and stuff like that. It was
did have a GoPro on the edge of the cat, like his sword and stuff like that. Yeah,
the sword. You saw the sword cut through him. And he moved on to the next person. Like,
it wasn't trying to hide anything. It was like, look, we've choreographed a good fight scene. Here it is.
This is like basically Daredevil sort of aspect of it as well.
And there is always consequences to his killing.
Yeah,
like he doesn't just mow through people and he's like, ha ha ha. Like that was great.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Does the EXP bar come up when he's?
But I like that about things that
quest completed down the bottom.
Like I don't know, some shows like they just murder a load of people. And then that character's still good, he still smiles and he's still doing everything, and you're like, that takes an effect. Like, and it shows, because if you murder all the people in a village, you're never welcome in that village again.
Yeah, because the village is basically dead if you've killed everybody. That village becomes a ghost town.
As The Witcher, people already didn't like him.
Yeah,
so
because he's branded as
even if he killed bad people, it's still bad on him.
Yeah,
it was good though. It's a good show. You should definitely watch it.
I'll definitely watch it.
I was definitely going to. Like, I've been looking forward to it. I just need to get
cast is great. Time. The cast is really good. Like they all do a really good job.
Is Yennefer hot?
Yes.
You had to think about that there. Right?
Yeah, at the beginning they made her intentionally like she's got a twisted spine and she's like a little bit deformed, and that's part of the character. And then she does an enchantment and gets super hot.
Basically, in the kind of Witcher lore, is because she's a sorceress, like a witch basically.
Yep.
To use magic, it deforms you.
Yep.
So one of the first things that they learn is to make themselves look better. I don't know if the show's going to use that.
It's sort of like that, but it's just her. Like the other ones are hot.
They are hot.
But even the apprentice ones that she comes in with,
right,
I say hot. Like they're normal looking.
They're not.
I even hate saying that, but
they are people.
They don't have any deformities in it.
Yeah, not like you, written.
I don't have any deformities.
Have you seen your face?
Well, he's got that. He's got that.
I might take my eyeballs out and turn them around.
That's a cool party trick.
I only know that line because I think Eminem said it in a rap I was listening to the other day because I was getting nostalgic. I was like, let's listen to Marshall Mathers LP.
Oh, it's a good LP.
I'm going to just punctuate that conversation with the sparking of a can
for the new year, boys.
Yeah, Witcher was a 9 out of 10. Yes, thank you for bookending that there, Hamish.
Yeah, I was gonna stop and I was like, I want to hear 10 out of 10, but
it's close to it.
Where's it missing that point?
Not have enough episodes.
Not enough episodes, and I think
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, there was a little bit of filler. Not a whole ton, but I wanted more. I think that's good. I was left with wanting more because I'm like, I need to read these books. I need to play these games. Yeah, because The Witcher always put me off playing it because I was always playing something else, and someone says, "Oh, you need to play Witcher 3," and I'd go, "All right, cool." And they're like, "Oh, by the way, it's about 100 hours long," and I'm like,
"Shit."
I mean, it does depend. Obviously, if you want to do everything, it'll take you.
Yeah, at least
a long.
I think that's just my brain. See, when people say things like, "You need to play this," I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm never playing that."
I don't need to do anything.
I just played The Last of Us this year.
See, what you could do if you wanted a wee kind of soft introduction into it is just it doesn't matter what order you play them in, but you could play one of the expansions.
Yeah,
because they're shorter.
Is it like short stories?
Yeah, they are their own kind of stories. Yeah,
doesn't matter what level you are or anything.
No. It's Witcher kind of scales around you.
That's alright.
If I remember right.
For as well.
I've got The Witcher 2 special edition that may have DLC.
Yeah.
I may have a look at it.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Right, so because obviously a busy time of year, I don't think we've really been playing too many games.
Nah,
So-
just reminiscing, mate. That's
Yeah.
all for it, you know.
So what we're going to do in this podcast, as it is the end of year, end of decade one, we're going to
Ooh.
go over some lists, some kind of best of, some of our favourite games. We'll start with the year. So Dom, you got a kind of...
I do have.
Are we
going to
argue about this?
Yeah,
Are we going
maybe.
to say
If you guys pick a shitty game, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be you.
your top 5 is going to be the worst team?
Fuck you.
So my top 5 games of this year, interesting sort of top 5, I'd say.
Are these-
Mixture between consoles.
We'll be the judge of that.
I think it's just interesting.
Are you
for
doing
it.
these in a list or just kind of
The-
just...
I would say like the number 1 game is my game of the year. For it, the rest you can sort of mix between second and 5th place.
Yeah, build up to it then.
Okay, so I would say like putting down number 5, we would say for it, but not really. Just
Aye.
away for it as well. Untitled Goose Game, right away for it. Holy shit, I had so much fun with that. Even though it was that or Sayonara Wild Hearts, because
I
they were
love you
just
saying that name because I get it wrong every time I say it.
Sayonara
as well.
because like
Sayonara.
both of them like indie games, but like it's just because Untitled Goose Game just had like great music, a character that's just lovable.
Yeah.
It's just an asshole, and you just like honk at people. It's
Yeah.
just so fun. I mean, you see when you watch the Game Awards with the Muppets being on with them and having a good time with that, it was like, how can no one not love this goose?
What a good idea that is. What an original idea.
What?
as well.
Yeah,
I'll,
so much fun.
I'll take this opportunity just to say that's my number 5 as well.
There you go. Yeah,
I haven't played it yet. It's on my to play list because it's on Game Pass now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of the next ones if I've got a couple hours. Like,
If I'm going to be
Is
honest,
that
man,
long? It's only a couple of hours long.
It's not very long.
not
is
very
it?
long. About 2 hours maybe at most.
I've not
You can
got
speed
that
run it
far.
quickly.
I've got to the wee bit. There's a kid he unties his shoelaces and he trips and
With the glasses, with his glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you made him buy back his own stuff?
His
man,
own
it's
replaying,
great.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
evil.
was so cool.
It's just, you know what, and this is going to sound so ridiculous, but I like just running about and hearing his wee goose feet on the ground. Like it's just so
and
cool.
and
man.
his wings up like that, just like wet moaning.
It's just so like it's just so much fun being a goose. Like just
You
fucking
wouldn't
with
it?
people. Like,
Exactly. It's so
it
strong.
sounds like a pure ridiculous concept, but it's brilliant.
It's so much fun.
That is a game I'm dying to play.
Yeah.
If I've got like a full day off, I want to like
Aye,
start
just
it
power
and just
through it.
go through it.
Honestly, it's so much fun for it as well. Next one, Tetris 99.
Oh, what a game!
That game,
What a game.
Holy shit!
I knew
I
you
didn't
would say
think
that.
I would put that much time into a game that was basically free to play.
Because it's shite.
You don't like Tetris?
Tetris is crap. We've talked about this
Yeah,
before.
we've talked about
multiple
this
times,
before,
I think
but
I'd just block out your terrible opinions.
Fucking boring.
but
Your
having
thing?
it on the Switch portability, playing online, and trying to get into like the number 1 spots and that, like so much fun. And now with like the DLC that came with it, you get your own back and stuff like that, like different backgrounds. It changes the theme. Mario, Zelda, old Tetris ones for it. It's just pretty fun for it as well.
How is the is it out yet? Like if you've beaten it, you get
Yeah.
the extra mode. Is that out yet?
Yes,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
it's fucking hard.
I haven't beaten it. I got to number 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's so difficult. See, you need to
I've
have
got number
tactics.
1, I think, twice now. And I remember as soon as I got it, I said to Hugh,
Yeah.
like, fucking beat you. And he's like, fucking.
See, I just wanted to bring up that DLC because I knew Hugh hadn't won, and I just wanted
It's
to remind
really
Hugh
hard,
that he's
isn't it?
never won it.
But it's so addictive. See, because I kind of love games where you can just jump straight back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Like, you're boom right into
Yeah.
it as well.
Your Switch records how much time you put in every game, and that's like the most. Like that's the game I played the most on my
Oh,
Switch.
really, yeah.
I think the next one down is like Pokemon Let's Go, but like it's by far like it's like 4, 5, 6 times the amount I've played the other games.
Right, well,
Yeah. It's up there. I think it's up there with Smash Brothers, and I put a lot of hours into that with the new DLC from that. But no,
Yeah.
I haven't played Tetris 99 in a while, and now you've got me like.
Got you
I might play
remiss-
some
maybe
Tetris.
a couple of people will listen to this if they want to give us like the friends codes and that. We can maybe play them,
That's
and maybe you can actually get number 1, mate.
yeah, no.
I doubt it.
My next game for it, there was on the Game Pass, the Outer Wilds, not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds. For
Yeah.
that one. We
Yeah.
already discussed like why I like that game. Yeah, I may have not got the story and had to go and try research and math. Still enjoyed the game for what it was.
Fun to play.
Deserves to be praised a wee bit more. A lot of things. It just seems to be not well noticed as like other games like Sayonara Wild Hearts or that.
Yeah,
You're just like,
I don't think I had really heard about it anywhere apart from when you spoke about it before.
Yeah.
Like, I think you told us about it before it came out, and you were kind of looking forward to it. And that.
yeah. And then when it was out and find it on Game Pass, it was just so much fun.
See now, like, because you know it's on Game Pass, I'll just put it on my to play
Yeah.
list, and like,
Just wait.
is it
for
long? Is
No.
it another one of them short games?
It's one of these short games. You just kind of need to know what you're going in for it, because it's basically like you're rushing to the end.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's pretty good for that though.
So you're Russian.
Yeah, you're not. Well, you're an alien. You're a Russian alien.
I like how you're on the indie side this year.
I know it's really strange. Not like I didn't think as much that I'd be playing as much indie games. I've been playing a lot on the Switch of independent games,
Right.
but then when this came out on, Game Pass, and I only got Game Pass maybe this year too.
Yeah.
I got to play a lot more indie games on my Xbox, which again I never played until I got this Game Pass, like Gears 5 and all what sort of games came out. I'm like, I might as well get this. I started replaying all the Arkham series as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Game Pass is.
yeah,
That's might go down as my game of the year. But like,
all of
that's
like
like
250 plus games on Game Pass.
Game Pass is amazing. We'll talk about later,
Yeah,
but like
right,
Game
so-
Pass is amazing.
So my number 2 for it was
Number 2.
I got.
We are better than that, Hamish. We don't do that sort of
We're
humor.
not
Hey,
really.
you guys maybe, but not me.
I got for the Xbox One Resident Evil 2 remake.
Right.
Yes, you've probably seen a lot of people's game of the year for it, and you can like sound wise, visual, story, like how they revamped the story, the models and that were on top form. Absolutely everything. Capcom finally got back to being Cap God. It took them a while.
I thought he said Capcom wrong there.
It took them a while for it because they've had a lot of fumbles after Street Fighter 4. They've kind of like sold a lot of the.
I think they
sold
got
out a lot and
They
didn't
got
really
rid
try.
of their best developers,
Yeah.
which they went off to make like Platinum Games and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Platinum
That's a
are
great
just
idea,
killed
isn't it? It's clever. Yeah.
Well, I think that was the problem with Capcom. Like the
They've
development team
stagnated,
was annoyed at the fact that they weren't given these projects, so they went off and made Platinum Games and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Who
They
made
got like the
Bayonetta.
Transformer games, Bayonetta. They did
Nier
Korra,
Automata.
Nier Automata.
Fucking game that is.
Yeah, it's so crazy, and they've got a lot of games that are coming out like 2020. I think BO3's coming out for that as well, and then they've also I heard that they've got what's that samurai game?
They've got a game with Square Enix coming out soon as well.
Yeah,
But,
but they've got loads like
yeah.
for it. But Resi 2, like really worth replaying through it, like
Yeah.
Claire and Leon's ones, and then
I will never
obviously
play that game.
obviously seeing Resi 3 getting dropped for it, and Hugh says he was completely committed to playing that one because he loves zombies that much.
I will play those games with you if you want, but we have to record it because I'm not playing this on my own.
Because it'll be funny as fuck.
I don't like being scared, right?
Yeah, but I love seeing people scared. I think it's like the funniest thing ever, man. See all like the YouTube videos you get of pranking people, like scaring them. It's just hilarious, man. It just, I love it.
You
So-
evil bastard.
So drum roll
Yeah,
for,
drum roll,
for Dom's number one.
I don't know. Hamish, do you want to like this?
Oh,
Devil
it's
May Cry
fucking Devil May
5.
Cry. Fucking do it. Jesus.
Devil May Cry 5.
I'm sorry, man. That was the game that I put the most hours into for it.
Devil May Cry?
How many?
The only reason, I mean,
Throwback.
kind of cheating with that one because it technically came out at the end of 2018.
Well, fuck
But-
you then.
But
we'll allow it.
What date did it come out?
the 28th, I think, some December.
That's close enough.
That's close. Seeing as this is like the 20-something.
Yeah. What a game. Been waiting for it for years. It's been a while since you've had a decent hack and slash game.
It's been a while.
Been a while. Music was great, characters were great, had a great story, had all the cheese that I wanted from a Devil May Cry game. Looked amazing, new characters that you loved instantly when you seen them.
Alright, okay,
Give it as
but can you start describing Devil May Cry 5?
Oh, we're not talking about watching anymore.
So you,
But that's my wee list. for you guys.
if we had a most hated game, that'd probably be one of yours.
It would definitely
I
be
do have a list of most hated, disappointing games in 2019. If you want to hear them
We'll
quickly,
get to them at the end.
Oh, okay.
No, I want to hear them.
Do I hear them quickly? Because they are is
It's
quite
this year.
quick.
This
Go for
year, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so 3 of them, unfortunately, are mobile games, and the only reason I'm bringing them up because I do play a lot of games at work and that when it's completely dead.
Yeah.
Harry Potter World Unite. I had to push that as
You
like
had to
working
play it,
for it.
didn't
I
you?
had
Yeah.
to play it, and it was pish. It was Pokemon Go, but shite.
But did they not like put in like you couldn't do things?
Yeah, it was all
You had
timed.
to pay.
Yeah, it was.
Like the timings were so like high that there was no point in playing the game unless you put money into it.
Yeah, it was
You get a lot of them like that. Like
all individual items you had to build up. See, like Pokemon, you had a Pokeball, potions and stuff. Like this one's like, for this one item, you have to have 4 individual items to make just one of that
Yeah.
item. It was a pile of
Is it a
wank.
money making
Just a
scheme
pure
by
grind
Warner Bros?
fest,
It was a pile of wank.
Don't let
Mario-
Mario company hear you say that.
Mario
Tag
Kart Tour.
Ooh,
That was terrible.
I think it was it. I mean,
Yeah.
for a mobile version of a Mario Kart game,
For a Mario,
I've already got better versions of mobile Mario
Yeah.
Kart. You've got fucking 3DS and
the Switch.
Switch. Aye, the Switch.
The only a big issue I had for that is just that there was a grind. There was a grind that you could complete all them, get like top stars for it, and it would be like when you're trying to get the final star of it, they always had a driver that somehow overtook you, and it wasn't live, and you're like. I ended up uninstalling it out of frustration.
That sounds like Mario Kart to me.
But there wasn't any blue shells or anything. They just sort of sped up by you.
They just
right, as well. And
bullshittery. Like,
yeah,
Bullshit.
and disappointing mobile game Pokemon Masters. I just never got
I never
into
even
that.
played that.
I played it for about 2 days and went, nah, it's not for me, and just sort of gave up from it. And then games of the years, like I was very disappointed with Kingdom Hearts 3. Very disappointed with that.
Yeah.
Very disappointed with that.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like we watched you play it, and it looked annoying to watch play. But like,
Yeah, and it wasn't just because of my shitty commentary.
what commentary?
Exactly.
See, I've obviously not got much experience with them, but it just felt really kind of like
Bland.
yeah, there was
Fucking Gordon Ramsay bland.
I've not played it yet because I've started to play through the second one.
But I was very.
I'm looking forward to it though because I just enjoy going to these
Not
different
anymore.
worlds.
But they've got DLC that's coming out. They did say that like the
More
end
Final
of the game,
Fantasy?
and you're like, okay, if they're doing that, then do I want to finish this? But again, since I played it, I was like, I'm not sure. Crackdown 3 as well. I was a bit like this disappointed. It was very disappointing
I
because it
completed
was
that
just
game in 6 hours,
Yeah,
5 hours.
it was
Like,
yeah.
I enjoyed my 6 hours. Like I enjoyed what I did, but
Yeah.
it was.
It was a
okay.
360 game, but it's just like as a 360.
I mean, I get where you're coming from,
Yeah.
but I couldn't say I was disappointed because
You
I
kinda knew what
never
it was.
paid for it. It was
Oh,
Game
yeah.
Pass.
Do you know what, again,
if
I
I'd
didn't
bought
pay for it
I
either.
would be like, fuck's sake, that's a bit shite.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel
But
lucky
I get,
for
I
that.
get, I get where
Did
you're
we all
coming from.
complete it though?
yeah.
Yeah, I completed it, and then I even kind of tried to mop up like some of the achievements, like
But then
Same, but
collecting all the
driving was
fucking
so
orbs
bad.
and stuff like that.
But
man.
then it was the same ending as Crackdown 1, so that's why I was kind of like, really?
Yeah, that people said it was almost like a reboot of Crackdown 1.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think it made because I played Crackdown 1 when it came out. That was what 2007.
Yeah.
Of course, that's going to feel better in 2007 than it is in 2019.
yeah,
Yeah.
God
maybe
damn it,
as well.
world.
Then obviously the two games that really sort of either angered me or was disappointing. Mortal Kombat 11 with the grind on that, and the story mode being absolute dog shit because it involved time travel and had Ronda Rousey in it with the worst acting I've ever seen.
How dare you?
She's a goddamn saint.
see when,
She
you,
was at WrestleMania.
when you say the grind, is it just for all the other
Yeah,
things you can?
when it first started for it was absolute killer. For
10,
like
10 was like that as well, like opening all the things in the crypt
well,
and stuff like that.
yeah, no, the 10 was a lot easier, but this one had like you had to have a certain time before you could unlock that costume, either that was gone forever, or you had to go for
right.
it. It was like
Right,
it
just
was an
to try and
actual
get you
grind.
fucking playing it constantly every single
yeah.
day. And
So it was.
I enjoy the Mortal Kombat stories because they're so fucking wild,
Yeah.
but they're so well
The Mortal Kombat.
connected.
the
like,
Mor-
all the story beats are well connected.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat 9. I did see the one that was just called Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
That one was a great game.
yeah, it was a good game.
because they basically just rebooted everything, like of the he must win sort of one for it.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you know, you went, okay, you've just sort of laid foundation for these new games now. Awesome, let's go from there. And they kind of, it was a wee bit weird in X 10, and then 11 that just dropped the ball, I think, completely.
All
And
right,
the
I've
fight
not heard
mechanics
that.
was a bit, yeah.
See, I'm not a huge fighting guy anyway, but like I played nine story, completed it on my Vita. That's how long ago I played it. And I played 10 on Game Pass,
Yeah,
and I got quite far, but I just kind of fell away because I had other things going on. But I always thought I'd get to 11 eventually if it
Yeah.
came on Game Pass or I found it for like cheap.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've not bought it, because
It's gone.
10's on Game Pass, and then I was like,
well, 11's still
releasing
releasing DLC because Joker's coming out
Oh,
soon
so
for
it
that
is,
as well.
yeah.
Terminator was just out, Arnie Terminator. It's
Yeah.
not voiced by Arnie, sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, we can all do Arnie.
you see it then.
Oh, just the end of the room.
chopper. Get down.
Get down.
What did you expect me to do?
I better
Put the cookie
Arnold
down.
Schwarzenegger voice.
Put the cookie down.
Put that cookie down.
Now. And possibly the worst game I'd touched in 2019, 2K20 WWE.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot.
Who
about
still
it.
plays?
Let's just
they'll
not
probably-
talk about that.
Yeah, probably sells quite a lot, doesn't it?
Did they not, like, they lost some of their developers, or they lost, it changed developers, so they had, like, less than a year to make it and stuff like that.
I don't know why they think that's anyway a good idea.
No.
And I don't see that as an excuse, because it was their decision to do it, because they wouldn't let 2K wouldn't let these Yuke's guys go and make, I don't know, another different wrestling game, still under the WWE banner, to go and do it. They says, look, we don't want to keep making these same simulators every year, because we're charging full price for the same game. A guy came out from Yuke's going, this is what they turned around and said, let's make the same game, just tweak it.
It'll be like an updated roster or whatever.
Yeah.
But then they're just like, so that's how they part way, and they went, okay, we'll just take all the assets and shits with us. And
like,
they're like,
FIFA, Hugh.
Yeah, mate, I admit that with FIFA though.
Yeah,
like, I totally get that with FIFA. Like, FIFA is the same game every year with tweaks.
Yeah. It's the same way any others, like NBA, 2K.
The amount of hours
Any 2K
I put
games?
the amount of hours I put into FIFA almost justifies me paying £40 a year.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I put hundreds of hours into FIFA.
Yeah.
Because, I've got to simulate my United winning.
I mean, like,
Because
they
they
did so
won't
well.
fucking win in real life anymore.
They did so well today as well.
What was the score again, Hugh?
So we're going on to the next list, right?
What was that score?
Do you want us to do our
did they
games?
Did they lose 2-0?
We'll do our games of the year, right?
I want to hear your admitting it. No, I want to hear your games of the year.
Right,
first
okay.
year. Start from 5 and working to.
I played a good few AAA games this year. I didn't play a lot of indie games, actually, so that's opposite from Dom. So, first one I'm going to mention is Super Mario Maker 2.
Being the opposite of Dom is always a good thing.
It is, isn't it? It's the best. Super Mario Maker 2, right?
Right, okay.
This is one of my several Switch games.
Moneybags over here, my several Switch games. I have multiple games for my console.
How about you, losers?
Several Switch games. Super Mario Maker 2. What a fucking game that is. And I think it's just because I love 2D Mario.
Yeah.
But the options in that game are really good.
I mean,
I've never created the fucking level, but some people are really good at it and
they
really
keep
creative.
and they'll keep updating it for it as well.
That's the thing. It's one of
You
those
can be
games
linked now.
you can keep playing it. You know what I mean? Like for a long time because other people can make content for it and stuff like that. So
Plus you can jump in and out
Yeah.
quickly. Because like I'll put it on and I'll be like, I'm going to play a couple of levels.
Play a few levels and then.
But I feel satisfied. And see when you complete that level, it's got like 1% completion. And you're like, fucking yes!
Part of that.
Can I put that on Facebook?
I'm
Can I put that on my
1%.
CV? I completed that level on Super Mario Maker.
You'll give that man a raise.
Damn.
It is so good and addictive. I don't know what they're going to do next with it. I think there'll be more updates, but that is
Super
one of my
Mario
games of
Maker
the year.
3.
Yeah, and mate, I will put that game on all the time.
I think
Like
it would,
randomly, like just to try new things,
Like
try
you say,
new levels.
you can easily pick it up, jump in. You're not like, fuck, what was I doing again? You just
yeah.
It's like
just
Tetris
playing
99. Like you just turn it on.
the
And
ease of
accept
it.
that shit.
Okay.
we should get some streaming going with that and see some of the harder levels and try and get it done.
Yeah,
Because we're quite competitive with Mario. I think.
I don't. Do you remember the last time we were playing it, Hamish? I'm not sure if you do.
I remember. Like you guys were really struggling. I just took it and I beat all the levels.
Are you
Like
drunk?
yeah, I was drunk.
I remember
and
we
I
had
still
up
beat
the
you.
snap. That was when we first started the podcast, man. It was a good old time.
Yeah. I think we actually. Like, we asked the listeners, probably back then the listener,
And on
For
Instagram as well.
and on Instagram for like friend codes and that. I think we got a
got
couple,
a
didn't we?
few
Did
levels,
we play them?
Yeah, I played them. I played them. Completed nearly all
We'll
of them.
stream them and play them.
Yeah.
But we might as well take this opportunity as well. Like, if you want to contact us on Patchison Official on our Instagram, give us some level codes for Mario Maker.
Yeah, I think our friends at the Unofficial Controller podcast, they made some levels.
Yeah, I think so as
And
well.
we'll
I
get
think
them.
they sent us them. I can't remember because it
we can
was
go
a while
back.
ago I asked for them.
It'll be in there. It'll be in there.
Or
in the
it might
archive.
be on their
Yeah.
Instagram. I might ask them tonight for them so I can stream them.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
There's
Good game.
also other ways you can contact us, though, isn't there, guys?
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's on Twitter at Patches In.
and on Instagram at Patches Unofficial.
I already said that one.
Oh,
You
no.
can't use that one. You can't use the easy one.
Say
On
Facebook.
Facebook at Patches In.
Yep.
And on Twitch at twitch.tv/Patches In Gaming. We'll be streaming there sometimes.
Most of the time.
Or you can just email us patchisonofficial@gmail.com.
What was that, Hamish? One more time?
That's patchisonofficial@gmail.com.
If you
got
want
that down.
any of that information, it should be in the description of this podcast on any of your podcast players, which would be Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. Spotify's like the big one.
Yeah.
Podbean.
You'll get links to all of our social media and all of our previous episodes on patchison.com as well. So
Yeah.
that's an easier way to remember it. But
Right.
So let's hear your next game, Hugh.
Right, this is hard, right?
Hugh, don't point that at me.
Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem. I didn't complete it yet.
Still?
Yeah, because there's so many games.
Episode 16, mate.
But like, I'm still trying to
You mean
beat
the
Pokemon
16th
as well.
episode of him talking about
There's
it?
so many games I have to play, right? And I need to go to work to earn the money to buy all these games to not play.
Is it a Switch game?
It is a Switch
So
game.
you can take it with you then and play
I
it?
do play it in work, but Fire Emblem, as much as I've played it, is one of my favourite games.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. Like, the story, each character, like, it's one of them games where, like, there's 100 different characters, but you get attached to, like, certain ones
You
on
use
the
them
battlefield.
for your party and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's like there's a couple of characters that are in my squad, and I'm like, fuck, I wish I could just like not let them get hurt at all. And then there's a couple I'm like, fucking
Fuck that guy.
hope they die.
Putting you on the front line.
Yeah, put it right light, and then they survive. Like, you fucker.
Yeah.
You're lucky you're good at this.
But what a game! It's so in depth. I've never played a Persona game yet, but I assume that is what Persona's like.
Yeah, you're basically like as the lecturer of the same age as all your students. You're basically try to bang them. Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
that's basically Fire Emblem.
Bang all your students.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
But like, it's about.
but it's okay because you're the same age. Sorry.
See, why didn't
Strategy RPG.
why didn't you
Hamish.
tell me this kind of thing before?
I think you can bang in Persona, can you? I don't know.
Yes, in the latest one, Persona 5,
Yeah,
you can go after an
bang
older
them,
woman,
Hamish.
man. It's hilarious.
Say it
I
a
love
bang,
it.
bang,
Bang.
bangity
Bang.
bang. Say it a bang, bang, bangity bang.
But back to Fire Emblem.
Anyway,
It's a really fucking good game. I've played the Fire Emblem 3DS games, and they're really good as well, but this is like the big version of those games. I know there was one on the Wii, one in the GameCube, but
a wee bit streamlined kind of game.
yeah, it's so good.
I'm
Like,
sure this is like their biggest selling Fire Emblem.
yeah,
is
it's
it? Three
sold so
Houses?
much. See for a franchise that isn't like their top tier, Mario, Zelda. I think that's sold
Metroid, Yoshi.
tons.
Yeah.
I don't think Metroid's a top tier franchise anywhere but America.
Maybe not anymore. Like it was.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was never-
big before.
It was never popular in Japan, and that's where Nintendo kind of
Thrives,
rate
yeah.
their franchises. But Fire Emblem Three Houses was excellent, and you should play it because it's. You know how we were talking about The Witcher earlier? It's like a PG or
Yeah.
U version of The Witcher.
Right.
But
Yeah.
people do die with it as well.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah, there's
consequences in that. Like, if your party member does die, that's them dead. Gone.
Yeah, right. Okay. Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
back
there's that option. You can go like an option where your party member faints.
Grim Dom over there,
But
but people die.
in the older games, there wasn't an option to change it though. So if your guy did die, they died.
Aye.
So you have that replay, you know, I want to go back and save, like, Big Jeffrey there. You know?
But
No one's named Jeffrey in the
I know
game.
you've got a Switch now, and I don't know if you'd like it, but it's like grid-based RPG.
No, I've played a few
Strategy.
games like that. You know, and
It's
it's
so
like-
good, mate, and it's
yeah.
addictive as well because you
Yeah.
like get back into these
Is that
battles.
like Wargroove? Is it like a
Yeah, it's
a
kind of
Yeah,
large
actually,
scale
yeah.
Wargroove kind of thing?
Wargroove.
Holy shit, I've
Obviously.
not heard that game. Oh,
That came out this year as well.
aye.
That's a great game, but it's not on my list.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So Fire Emblem's in my list. It's not my game of the year. Even though
Aye,
it's
we're
very
working
close.
to that. We're working to
Very,
that.
very close. Very close. And now we were talking about Star Wars earlier. Star Wars earlier.
Where are we?
Yeah, we were
For like an hour.
Star Wars Fallen Order.
so is that again? Star Wars.
Fallen Order. I've just beat this game in the last couple of weeks.
Aye.
You that bad?
Well,
Terrible Jedi, mate.
that's fucking great, Jedi.
Use the Force, you.
That was a great game I played with some serious faults.
Yeah.
There's some big flaws in there.
Yeah.
Mostly technical.
Yeah,
Like,
from
not-
what I've
not-
heard, it's like the running of it can be a bit funny. Sometimes.
Yeah, I had things like
enemies not attacking and
no,
stuff
not
that.
even that. Like just like textures
not
popping
that.
in, like
yeah.
at certain times, and then like characters that are meant to appear like outside your ship when you land in places.
Yeah.
They, like pop in T-pose and then like fall and stuff, and
Yeah, you've talked about this
just
a couple of times.
technical stuff.
I
Like
never had any of that, but
I don't know.
I think I just got lucky.
Yeah. I don't know if it's something I've done in the game that's
Yeah.
created an issue, but obviously it's got some issues. I think they're doing a big update soon.
Yeah.
But it is a fucking excellent game. It's a Metroidvania type game where like you go to each. It's like a map. You have to
You go
explore,
separate
unlock
planets and
certain parts of it, and you can only unlock certain parts with certain abilities. And there's a lot of replay value in it. The combat is so deep
Yeah.
for a Star Wars game because.
You've been missing it, man.
Yeah, because if you've played The Force, I've done it again. It's not The Force Awakens, The Force Unleashed
Yeah.
on the 360 and the PS3. That's more of a hack and slash. You just bash the button and you kill.
Kind of feel like
you can't do that in this game. You have to use the parry button. You have to block. You have to dodge. Dark Soulsy. I don't even say Dark Soulsy because it's not Dark Souls.
No, but you need to know.
You need to know your opponent's movements to do your counters for it, and you've got to make sure you drop your shield at the right time.
Yeah, so it's a bit of depth to the combat. There's a good story there. Like, it's not super deep, but
it has a cool robot that helps you out and stimpacks you.
Yeah,
he's got a cool like, what is it with Star Wars? The best characters are robots.
Never underestimate a droid.
That's a reference.
See anyone that's not watched it yet, they'll be like, what the fuck are they getting so excited about?
But yeah, that game is excellent. I'm hoping this starts a new series.
Yeah. I'm hoping there's some DLC for Fallen Order.
I was going to trade it in after I completed it because I thought, you know, it's a single player, no multiplayer. I'll get my money back, and if I want to play it again,
Dom does
I'll buy
play
it, and I'll lend it to every fucking moocher around. How many games have you borrowed?
Just one. That's one too many.
That's one too many. But yeah, that's on my list of games of the year. I think it's mostly because I miss playing a Star Wars game.
Yeah, again, I'll take this opportunity to say that's on my list as well.
Yeah,
that's in there.
You can give your point of view when.
Aye, well, I mean, you're basically hitting all the same points. It's basically just overall, it just feels awesome.
Yeah, it feels good to be a Jedi.
Yeah, basically.
Damn, it feels good.
I mean, there's certain things I would like better, like a bit more choices. Good, and they seemed like they were going to introduce that because some of the dialogue you can choose, but it didn't really make any difference and stuff like that. But maybe
it's a good jumping off point.
Maybe that's something to expand on next time. Like
the main character's the Joker from Gotham.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I kind of like it. I think he's a good actor, but
I'm assuming he sort of grows on you though.
Cameron Monaghan.
Is that his name? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
But some of the levels are so deep. Man, I kind of wish it had fast travel sometimes. Only for going back to the ship.
Yeah, I remember you were saying that the last time.
Sometimes you get lost, man. You're like, I have no idea where to go.
But these wee details that, you know, take away from it, they can be easily overlooked for the overall.
And it's my boys at Respawn again, man. Like, Respawn and...
knocking out the fucking park.
Mate, every time. Like, they made Titanfall 1 and 2 two of the best first-person shooters ever made.
Pointing at the fences and, you know, just...
Like, and I think because they're so good, EA lets them have more freedom than other
free
developers.
Deciding on how to
a wee bit looser on that leash of theirs.
Yeah, especially because EA fucked their reputation a little bit more with Star Wars, and they needed a win. They 100% needed this to be a win.
Yeah,
so
they had to.
Excellent game. Some flaws, but still excellent.
Overall,
I still enjoyed every minute playing it, and the story was excellent too.
What was your next game in, mate?
My next game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Oh,
interesting.
Nice.
I wouldn't have thought you'd put a Call of Duty game on a list like that because I don't think you've historically been a huge Call of Duty fan. Like you've played. Like I remember, in fact, literally a decade ago when we had a flat together. The very first day that we moved in. Never even bothered like unpacking anything, or we never had much. We got like a couple of boxes of beer, some pizzas.
Couple of boxes of beer.
Well,
we got 100 beers, Hamish.
I mean, like the very first night.
Do you remember? I just quickly.
It was 111, by the way.
Dom worked in Morrison's.
Yeah,
and they were selling 4 bottles of Carlsberg.
It's a supermarket for anyone that doesn't know what Morrison's.
It's a supermarket. It was selling 4 bottles of beer for £1 because I think they were going out of date.
There was some reason.
There was a big stock and they needed rid of them, but it was only 4 boxes per person. I think I phoned everyone in my family and my friends to buy boxes, and then we forced Dom to sell us more than the policy. And he was like, fuck off, guys.
No, I was more like, just like keep an eye out until I'll let you know. I think it was one of the managers there was always
when
watching
he finishes and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, when he goes, just come in and see us, because it was you, Hamish, and our boy Chris that was there. Yeah, we all came in for it. And I'm like, just all stand together. Then you went back, and then you went behind it. And it was sort of done that until you had your trolley full of beer.
We bought over 100 beers. I think we had like
it was 111.
111 beers. That was a good day.
I was looking at that going, God damn.
It was.
I like how we stacked them all up in the corner as well.
Where's that picture?
I've got it somewhere. I'll find it on
Instagram.
When we release this, I'll put it on Patchison Official on the Instagram. But
continue. Sorry.
So like it was literally the first day, and I'd, believe it or not, the only other Call of Duty I'd play was number 2, on the PC. I played
Like
that.
Call
a
of
wee
Duty
bit.
2, just that one? Or?
Yeah, like Call of Duty 2.
Yeah.
But when the night that we moved in, we got a couple of boxes of beer, a couple of pizzas. We set up the Xbox 360, the TV, nothing else at all.
Oh, 2021.
Well, I would have been 20 at the
Yeah,
time. And
21,
you were
aye.
21. So, and then just played Modern Warfare, and we went through like the, you could do like the wee
Oh, it was Modern Warfare 2.
It
Cause
was
it was
Modern Warfare 2, yeah.
the Spec Ops.
Spec Ops, and we were like 3-starring all of them.
The one level
And then
was
there was
Juggernauts.
fucking Juggernauts, like 10 Juggernauts or something like that. And we'd be
Couldn't
like, oh, we killed one. And then we'd turn around, there'd be like 2 walking in.
That was good times, man. Like, I love Modern Warfare 2.
But yeah, anyway,
So that was
to
still-
go back to my point. Apart from that, I didn't think you were really hugely into Modern
Well,
Warfare.
no, I fell off at Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
360.
that was my fall off point for.
What was the
Call of
one
Duty.
after Black Ops 2? Was it Ghost?
I think Ghost came before that.
No, I think it was Ghost.
Let me double check.
But anyway, I never played it on this gen. Like, I think Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, 4.
4 was the last one. That's what
Yeah.
like the Battle Royale.
I didn't play any of those. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't play any of those games. I kind of fell away because I didn't enjoy them. They were the same. It was like the same game over and over again. And then I got into Titanfall and Titanfall 2,
Yeah.
which were a much better version
it
of
is.
Call of Duty.
Ghost was after it, yeah.
Yeah, I fell off at Ghost. Even then, I enjoy the campaigns of these games, but I don't enjoy the multiplayer. And I think that's where
Yeah, what did you just
why I bought those games was for the multiplayer.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the online was always fun with the chats and stuff like that we had.
Yeah, we also fell away from online gaming at that time as well because we were getting older and people had to go to work more.
And I don't like yous.
and
forgot about
Hamish
that.
was drunk for like a decade or two.
Still going strong.
Yeah, but like I got back into this because they told us it was going to be new, and I thought, fuck it, I'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
Even watching the trailers and stuff like that, it felt a wee bit different. Like I did play Black Ops 4, but purely because Shane and me were game sharing on the PS4,
Yeah.
and he bought it and we played it, and I did really enjoy it. You know what I mean? But no campaign. I felt was kind of annoying because I also liked the campaigns and stuff like that. Even
Yeah.
Advanced Warfare and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey one.
Ugh, Kevin Spacey. Oh, fuck.
Sensitive subject.
F for respect.
I for respect as well, man. That was wild. But they felt samey for a long time, didn't they? And that's
Yeah.
and then we bought this one. All of us kind of did this year.
Yeah.
I played the campaign, and they must have played Titanfall 2. Looked at the campaign and went, right, they've done different things with each level to make each one distinct,
Yeah.
so that people want to play this. And it doesn't have to be 10 hours, 20 hours long. It can be 6, 7, 8 hours
Yeah.
of just like an action film.
That
I know
punch to the face. You want something that just takes you in and just.
I don't want to fight across a huge map for no reason in a
You don't want
game.
to you don't want to first person gears.
Yeah,
Or
well,
you're
aye.
like stopping behind cover and shooting and going. You want to have like that immersive story where you care about your team, you care what's going on, you want to shoot the bad guys and win.
I really enjoyed the campaign. I beat it in like 2 seconds. Like it was really
See,
good.
You guys are saying it was really short. I've not finished it yet, and I've only been playing like a couple of levels at a time, stuff like that, just to kind of make it last a bit longer. But it's not like bad short.
No.
I mean, it's not. I think I've got my money's worth. Obviously, we've been playing it multiplayer and stuff like that. Like when we get a chance, and between that and the campaign, I think it's good. Good.
Yeah, it's a massive improvement on the last one. I bought Advanced Warfare, and
Was it cheaply for him?
it was cheap. It was super cheap. I think I bought it from you, and the old shop used to work in. And I think I got halfway through the campaign and I gave up. I was like, this is boring. I think I played with you online once, and I was like, this is a bad version of Titanfall. Like honestly, like with the double jump and the wall running,
and the
everything
slides.
was
but they didn't do it
clunky.
as well as
And then obviously Titanfall 2 came out in 2016, and I was like, this is my bar now. This is my bar for where FPSs are.
Yeah.
That way they should be. Yeah.
Yeah, like because the movement in that game is phenomenal. I think I've done this about 10 times during these podcasts, like talk about how good Titanfall 2 is.
Download it now.
Download now. But yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is brilliant. It's back to where it should be.
Cool.
Innovative, sort of. Is open to beginners as well.
So it's like a return to form, but also,
Feels comfortable.
yeah.
And
it's worth buying.
Setting up sequels.
Yeah, it set up sequels, and it also hit my nostalgia.
There's always going to be Call of Duty games. There's always going to be sequels.
Yeah, it's a massive money spinner. But I'm like, what were we in our 30s now, right? And we started playing these games when we were like early 20s, late teens.
Yeah,
I got that feeling again when I played it online. And that's why it's on this list. Because even though it's evil juggernaut Activision that makes it, like, it's still a good game. They can still make good games.
Yeah,
and it doesn't try and fuck you for every coin you've got in your pocket.
Just most of the coins.
I mean, you
can,
can.
Some of them. It tries to get some of them.
You can buy stuff, and it's operators, skins, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's nothing that.
Because I'm not interested in that though. There's no forcing me into it to keep up with other players.
Yeah,
so I'm not
it's
right
not.
with
It's
that.
not pay to win. You know what I mean? It's just pay if you want to get extra cosmetic stuff.
Yeah. So how many is that? I've done.
Let's hear your next one.
Is that 3 I've done?
You've done 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's 4 I've done. So my game of the year is Gears 5.
Oh, really?
Gears 5.
Sorry, drum roll.
Oh wait, do you want me to say that again?
No, I'll tell you what. Instead of a drum roll, I'll just Gears 5, everyone.
Gears 5.
Mazel tov.
Again, I played all AAA games this year, pretty much. I've got lists of games I need to play. I haven't even beat Gears 5 yet.
Wow,
but I put enough time into it to know it's my game of the year.
Yeah.
Multiplayer, single player, like what's the
Horde
Horde? Is it just called Horde mode?
Horde,
it's so fucking good. Like, this is what I wanted from Gears. They've changed it up, but kept it nice. Like, I think I just said that about Call of Duty as well, but it's like open world, but not.
It's familiar, but they've changed it, but it's still familiar to
me. It feels a bit more like an adventure rather than just these streamlined, okay, you're in this level, go from point A to point B by shooting things.
A hole opens up, destroy the hole, go on to the next bit.
But they obviously, like, when you get the wee skiff thing and you can go about to different areas in the icy place.
Yeah, and the
it feels more open, but
yeah, it was like, I was disappointed in Gears 4. Not because it wasn't a good game, but because it was the same game.
Yeah.
It looked really nice, but it was the same game as Gears 3. And I came in Gears 5 with a bit of fear, like, oh, is this going to disappoint me? Am I going to fall out of Gears here? But it was super good. Super good's a good description.
That's a super good description.
Multiplayer was a lot of fun. Like, we put a lot of time into multiplayer at the beginning.
Yeah.
I fell away because of Call of Duty, but it was a lot more fun than it used to be. I remember it used to be just shotguns.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah,
but
you still do get a bit of that. But there's a bit more variety. Yeah,
I think they've nerfed it a little. There's a lot of different game types you can go. A lot of different characters you can go. You can go like, I think we had the Terminator for a while.
Yeah,
yeah, that was good. And the campaign is so enthralling at some points. You get so into it, and sometimes it's a survival horror game. Yeah, it's not only just an action game. You're scared in certain places.
Yeah, and they have had kind of wee glimpses of that before. Like, I remember you and me historically have kind of played through Gears campaign together. And I remember, like, was it the first one, the Berserker?
Yeah, the Berserker.
And they had something very similar to that in this. The matriarch kind of.
Yeah, that's when I'm stuck.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm playing it on a hard level. I'm playing it on like one of the hardest difficulties, and I'm like, I don't want to put this difficulty down.
I don't want to be a bitch.
Yeah, I don't want to admit that I suck at this.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually picked it up in a couple of weeks. But
that's a good game. But
when I think about the games I've played lately, that's the one that sticks out. Like, that's your game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I ordered it and I had to send it back because it was on Game Pass as well.
Game Pass first day.
I like Kate as the main character. She's really good.
Yeah,
she's interesting.
Really interesting. I was just about to say, there's a bit of depth to her character.
I mean, you had to move it from the Phoenix family because his son was the same as him.
Aye.
Like the son was the same as Marcus. The story's more in depth in that there's more politics at play instead of just a run about and shoot.
Yeah, they're going, where's my wife?
Where's my wife? So that's my game of the year, Hamish.
Nice.
What do you think of it?
I think it's good. It's also on my list.
Is it?
Yeah, and I forgot to say Modern Warfare is as well.
Wow.
Well, we played a lot of the same games. That's what I said at the beginning. We played a lot of the same games.
The only game, and I couldn't really decide which was number one and that. So But the only game that was on my list that wasn't on yours, although very similar to one of Dom's, was The Outer Worlds. Just because I just had that itch for something like Fallout or Skyrim or something like that kind of open world RPG. I do really like them. There was obviously, I've talked about it before when it came out on Game Pass and I started playing it. Like, there's some wee things, a wee bit more customization would be better considering it's 2019 and I was.
Oh, insert this year.
You've dated the same as you've dated us now. I haven't said that yet.
Yeah, no, not a few times,
I started the game and I thought it was really, really good. Obviously, I start and don't complete a lot of games.
Yeah.
But
that's your motto. You should have that tattooed on you, mate.
I've always kind of liked games where you can choose how to do things.
Kind of reminded me of Bioshock a little bit. Like, see the aesthetic, with kind of like the 50s.
I did like the bright colours. I like the bright colours of it as well, like in the controls of it. Because I only got to put it up for like.
Dom likes bright colours.
Simple things for simple minds, mate.
Hey man, if it works for me, it works for you.
Do you know what's good about the Obsidian making these types of games again? Like Xbox or Microsoft will pump money into Obsidian to like. They want to make them the next, Bethesda.
Yeah,
because Bethesda stole everything that was good about Obsidian. Is it like, have you completed it?
I've not completed it. Like it, I really like to take my time with those games, do all the side quests before I complete the main quest or anything like that. But obviously, you get companions and they've got quest lines and you get side missions.
Do you get bang them, Hamish?
No, you don't.
Is it like Mass Effect? You bang them all?
You don't.
It's like the Pokemon Mass Effect. Got to bang them all.
Gotta bang them now.
I think I mentioned that as well. There's no like romancing around that, which is kind of
disappointing.
Yeah, just not like because I want to bang a CGI character, like a video game character, but it's because that's been in games previously. It's like
it's like a step back, but not a step back.
It's just, why wouldn't you include something like
a feature that you've had in other games?
Yeah,
maybe that's why they wanted to do something a bit different. That sort of
true. I mean,
expectations.
Like I say, it doesn't really take away from the game.
Nah,
it's just kind of like, why wouldn't they implement that? What I mean? But overall, it's
awesome.
Good. It's just it scratched that itch. Like I say, the kind of open world.
Do you sit for a while with each like dialogue option? You're like, God, what am I going to do with these dialogue options? Can I be the dick, but can I be the lovable dick? And then can I be the nicest person?
Can I be the Dr. Cox of this group?
I mean, it really depends on, and something that the game does well because it is dialogue heavy. Even if it's like a new character that you've just met, they all have their own personalities and stuff like that. So you can you get a sense of the character and if you like them or not. Mm-hmm. So if it is someone that is a dick, like, then I'll happily be the dick to them. Yeah. Some games, like, see, for example, like Witcher 3, you get kind of dickish options, but I never want to do it because it just doesn't feel like something that Geralt would say.
Yeah,
it feels kind of.
He's not that aggressive. Like, you're playing it as you, but you're like, no, this character isn't that aggressive.
Yeah, and it's the same like you were just mentioning Mass Effect. You know what I mean? You can go like Paragon or Renegade, and sometimes it's just you're literally just being a dick for no reason, and it just feels kind of like.
I mean, like,
why would I say this?
The only time that you hit Renegade, I hit that Renegade button so fast when it was the reporter, and you punched her right in the face.
Yeah.
Hit that so fast.
Dom, what am I learning about you here?
Oh no, it's just so funny.
That woman asked me a question, bang! Right,
yeah, that was it. It was just funny to see.
Mass Effect's a game
have you played them?
No.
Oh man, missed it.
It's another one of them games like The Witcher that people go, you'd love that game, and because people keep saying you'd love that game, I go, fuck that game.
Do you know, he's like that penguin meme when he's sitting angry with his arms crossed, going, well, I'm not going to do that now.
Dom, I am that meme.
Hugh, you would hate that game. You should never play that game.
I will fucking play that game.
But sorry, just like something like that I do like about the Mass Effect games is it's not just like, oh, I can be a dick in the dialogue. You do get wee choices, and basically like you can do renegade actions and stuff like that. And there'll be things like punching a reporter or shooting someone and stuff like that, like when they're in the middle of talking. And that's one thing I've always wished more games did. So, like, again, going back to just, I like having the choice of doing things differently.
Yeah.
Like, seeing you get a game where you're pointing a gun at someone's head, but they've obviously got this story set out, but I always just try and pull the trigger. Just like, can I kill this person? Like, because that would be so cool. Like, if that just took the storyline in a whole different way,
you might control.
Aye, that would be really cool. But
I think I'm hoping Cyberpunk's like that.
Maybe. I don't know.
CD Projekt Red make this some good.
I was
again and again.
I was thinking about that. I hope so.
So is that your game of the year?
Like I say, I really couldn't decide which one.
See, when you think back on this year, what's the one that sticks out?
Probably,
What one would you go back to?
Probably Gears 5 as well.
Dom, we won. We won Game of the Year, Dom.
Which game actually won a Game of the Year?
Gears 5, mate. Just won patches in Game of the Year.
Right, did we get a wee did you get a wee trophy?
Me and Hamish get a trophy.
What did I get?
Why would we get a trophy?
Because we won.
Because we picked the same game.
We won. We won Game of the Year, mate.
Hamish is a race to the
We
bottom.
are not Gears 5.
We are on this podcast, though.
Okay.
Dom loses.
Okay,
So,
I'm fine with that.
Hugh,
You played Gear
do you
5
have
as well?
any?
I did play that, yeah.
Hugh, do you have any disappointments of the year apart from yourself?
I was waiting for him to say Dom there.
I was expecting him to say me. That's why I fired it there quick.
Good man.
Disappointments of the year. Not really. I tend to pick games that I know I'm going to like.
Yeah.
At first, Star Wars was going to be disappointing because of all the bugs I was getting, but that kind of sorted itself out, and the gameplay kind of took over. No, I don't have any because I only buy good games. Hamish.
That's very lucky for you then.
Yeah. No, I think I'm the same. Kind of like if there is a game, even that I'm kind of not sure of, it's not like I get my hopes up because I'm not really expecting it to be great anyway.
So
you know what I mean?
not Devil May Cry 5.
Oh well, that was a huge disappointment actually. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to bring that back up for you.
Yeah. No, you're quite
For
right.
a game to be disappointing for me, it has to be
Devil May Cry
something,
5.
something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
yeah.
You wouldn't get disappointed about like a game that you just find like, oh, what's this game on Game Pass? Download that. Oh, it's shite. Then you don't really care, do you? Because you weren't invested in it.
Yeah,
Well, you
like,
didn't have anything that followed back like from a back catalogue for it, or
If you want to
like
say-
a sequel to a game or whatever.
It's not even disappointing, but like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3
yeah,
just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't disappointing. It just didn't hit the heights. I think it didn't have
Yeah.
the budget that
Yeah.
that game deserved because
Yeah, I
it was
can understand.
like. But it wasn't disappointing. It was like 7.
it's
It
just
was a 7 out of 10 game.
It was meh.
It was good.
Yeah,
And I'm going to get the DLC for it because I want to see where they go. But
What is it, DLC? Is it more missions
Phoenix
or just
and
more
stuff like
characters?
it's the Dark Phoenix.
Phoenix, right, cool.
So
Phoenix Wright. Objection.
that's another. I bought that on the Xbox One to play through the first 3
Oh,
Phoenix
man, those
Wright
games
games,
are
and I'm like,
brilliant.
oh no, I've got new games I need to play though. Like I need,
I love
I need to
Phoenix
actually
Wright
work out a system where I play new game, old game, new game, old game.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
But I want to stream them because I really enjoy the Phoenix Wright games.
Cool. That was
I thought it was pretty. That was
some
pretty
good
good.
lists.
2019.
So we've also done some lists for games of the decade, haven't we?
Oof, this is a
So-
big subject.
You
This
know
has
what,
been a good decade.
I actually found it harder to do games of the year than I did games of the decade.
Yeah.
But then you guys took care of that because you guys did like 4 of my 5 games. So
I was doing for it as well.
we'll do all
I'm
your work
ha-
for you, mate.
Happy to help, mate.
so let's we'll go back to Dom again.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
So
Do you want to do one each, or do you want to do list?
yeah, let's do one.
I'll
each.
do you want me to just fire through?
Do you
Just
have,
to
any,
say,
do you
like-
have any like mentions, like games that didn't quite make your list of game of the year?
Not really for the year. I do have a couple for the decade, but we'll get to
I do
that.
have one for the year. I think.
Okay.
Waiting to open my book
Oh,
Right.
of the things I wrote down earlier.
the game that just missed for 2019 for Hugh is
Judgment.
Judgment
is a Yakuza spin-off about a lawyer in Japan.
You've told
Yeah.
us this.
Right, I've mentioned it about 10 times, but the reason I love that game so much is because I bought it just after we booked our holiday to Japan, Dom,
Yeah.
and I didn't realise how accurate that game is about the culture of Japan and
Yeah.
the food that's there and like how the streets are laid out and stuff like that. Like, it set me up to go because I was like, alright, okay, these places exist and you ask for this, and the restaurants have the same type of food and the streets are the same layout. Like, they're not quite as big as streets here. Like, there's a lot of back streets with a lot of shops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It set me up nicely.
But it's really,
such
really
a
authentic.
it was authentically Japanese, and it was really fun as well. Long game,
Mm.
and it's made me want to play Yakuza games, which I will when they come on Game Pass.
Yeah. Which will be early this 2020.
But play Judgment. It is just Yakuza, but You're not actually a Yakuza.
Hugh, I'm similar to you. You've just told me to play it. I'm never going to play it now.
You were never going to play it anyway.
No, I wasn't. No.
And
It's on the Game Pass, but
Life is Strange 2. I started to play episode 5.
I've been hearing good things of Life is Strange 2 as well.
Yeah,
Because I liked the demo that we played at EGX last time.
I like what Life is Strange tries to do, right? Life is Strange, the first one I loved. Even though, like, the story was written about... I'm not even going to spoil it for you, Hamish, because you won't care. The story's really good. Clunky at certain points, because it's obviously written from people that aren't in that situation. It's written about teenage girls...
Right, but it's not written by teenage girls.
Aye, so it's a bit...
Really know how it is.
A bit stereotypy and stuff like that, but it's still a fun game. Made you feel emotions, Hamish. Made me feel things.
Life is Strange in general was a disappointment for me because everyone was raving about it, and I played the first episode and I was like, yeah.
That's the thing.
I had that same feeling for it as well.
Yeah, I played it because I quite like. I'm into the story more than the gameplay a lot of the time, which sounds weird, but I like storytellers. The story's clunky in the second one as well, but still tries to hit those same, heartstrings that you've got. Still got to play episode 5, but that's. Good game. Everyone should play.
Honourable mention.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll all give it. Have we got these ranked decade games?
No, definitely not.
I've got 2 fighting for the top, Hamish.
Well,
you'll know my 2 because I mention them all the fucking time.
You'll need to decide because we'll give one each, right? Then so that we can finish off with our 3 number ones, right?
Okay.
So Dom, what have you got in?
2010.
No, I'll be doing it by year.
We'll just do the whole decade. Or do you have?
I've got 2010 all the way to 2018.
Right,
no,
okay.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
If you want, if it's overall,
just pick 5.
Just pick 5.
Nah, fire through them, Dom. Quick.
Alright, okay. 2010, a lot of sequels: Dead Rising 2, Just Cause 2, Mass Effect 2, and Halo Reach.
There's a lot of 2s.
Yeah, Halo Reach as well.
I don't think I've played any of those games.
Wow.
Mass Effect 2 was brilliant, man. That was really good.
As well. 2011, Portal 2, Bulletstorm.
Just like
Bulletstorm's good.
2 on it, don't you?
And Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat.
I played the remaster of Bulletstorm. That's fucking good.
It's fucking great, man.
That's a fucking good game.
2012, Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, I love that.
Max Payne 3 and Hotline Miami.
I love Hotline Miami.
Really,
that soundtrack's amazing.
That came. I felt like that game came out of nowhere, and I was like, "Holy shit! This game reminds me of old GTA."
I still play it on my Vita.
Oh, it's so good.
Time to time, I put it on and I put these good headphones on and like listen to the soundtrack and play it. It's fucking good.
Well. 2013 is obviously the year that I acquired a Wii U because a lot of it's Nintendo games. Pikmin 3, Super Mario 3D World, Wonderful 101, Grand Theft Auto 5, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and BioShock Infinite.
That's a good year.
Yeah.
That's a good year.
It was a very good year for that. 2014, Mario Kart 8, Shovel Knight, the Master Chief Collection came out. South Park Stick of Truth came out.
Right.
Titanfall released.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Bayonetta 2, and I fucking love this game. Nidhogg.
Right. Oh, no. I don't think Master Chief Collection should be in that list.
Again, it's more because they did the Halo 2 remake and that on it. It's
it.
weird, but
it's kind of a
cheat.
in it. Like,
they also fucked it up.
Yeah,
they really fucked it. Remember how angry we were in a lobby, waiting like half an hour, like, can get a fucking game of Halo? Fuck this.
Can I get a game of this fucking old game?
Why I put the 360 back on?
2015, Uncharted Collection came out. Rocket League, Until Dawn, and Undertale.
Are you wanting to include remasters? Because
there's a reason why I included it.
I know this generation's been like, remaster generation because we've actually like
I never
not hit a peak when it comes to graphics, but we've hit a level where it's like you're diminishing returns. Because I could have put down like Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2.
But like the reason I put that on is because I never had a PlayStation 3. I never played any of the Uncharted games. That was my first exposure to the Uncharted.
Oh really? Well, I got it as well, but I don't know.
That's fair enough.
We need to set some fucking rules here, boys.
2016 was Doom, Titanfall 2.
Which Doom?
Doom.
This is why they should put fucking other names on. He's like
Doom 2016. If you want to be a pure dick about it,
I do want to be a dick about it.
I don't remember a game called
Pokemon
Doom
Go. I'll put Pokemon Go in 2016.
Right, cool.
And Uncharted 4. Right,
okay, I get it.
2017, Cuphead came out there.
What a game!
love it.
I like
That's a
Cuphead.
fucking game.
Resident
man.
Evil 7,
Yeah.
Breath
Fuck
of the
that
Wild,
A good game.
Mario Odyssey,
Yeah, I love that.
Sonic Mania,
Yeah, I like that as well. Actually.
Injustice 2.
Injustice 2.
Yeah.
I liked Injustice too.
Do you know that? Did that get like bad reviews or anything? Because I feel
Well-
like it fell really quickly.
Well, that was one of the games where there was a lot of microtransactions.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get stuff,
I
and
didn't
it wasn't
notice
even
that.
it wasn't even like just cosmetic stuff. You could actually get like gear for your guys
Yeah, yeah.
that would buff them. So,
Yeah, right, okay.
And from last year, God of War, Smash Brothers Ultimate, Soul Calibur 6,
Mm.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and Dragon Ball Fighters.
Fuck yeah! Did you like my reactions? That
I
was,
like the Louis sound bites here.
yeah.
I might save them and keep.
If I
you-
had to
future
choose
use.
one,
Choose five.
if I
Choose five.
okay.
choose 5 and rank them, but give us
Cuphead
your
number-
5th first.
Okay, Cuphead.
Okay,
For that.
Hugh, give me your 5th of the decade.
Shadow of Mordor.
Oh,
Interesting.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that is a good game. Yeah.
It was the first game I actually felt was.
Why not Shadow of War?
Ooh, that's one of my most disappointing games.
Oh really?
oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shadow of Mordor is my 5th best game of this decade because it was the first game I felt really.
This isn't a school essay. You don't need to start it off like that.
Yes, I do. It was one of the first games I felt was a proper next gen game. Like it was because I think PS4 and Xbox One kind of started bad.
Mm.
There wasn't a lot of great games that came out at the beginning. This was the first one I felt like, wow, this is really new.
This is next gen.
This is next gen. It hasn't aged super well, I don't think, because a lot of games copied it, and it's a lot smaller scale than I remember it being when it came out.
Yeah.
But when people ask, like, again, when you ask me what's my favourite games of this gen or this decade, I go, Shadow of Mordor.
That pops into your head.
Yeah, but also because I love Lord of the Rings, and there isn't a lot of great Lord of the Rings games out.
No, there's not really.
Not-
Because it was
recently,
it was a
like-
surprising game as well, because like I saw it, I didn't know really what it was. I pre-ordered it, and when I got it, I loved every second of playing it
Yeah.
because I love Lord of the Rings. I love those types of
It was just
combat games.
It's a really satisfying game.
It is. If you get good at it, it gets really satisfying.
Yeah.
And the Nemesis system was super interesting at the time. Like if you kill an orc, it can come back later, and your
Yeah.
marks.
If it kills you, then it grows in power.
Yeah,
and you get
it's-
a rivalry going and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, it was revolutionary at the time. Maybe not so much now, but it was at 2013, 2014 when it came out. It was a great game.
Yeah.
I completed it maybe 6 months ago on Game Pass. Still good,
Yeah.
but a lot of games copied it after it came out, so
Yeah.
that style of gameplay
Yeah.
isn't as fun as it used to be.
Yeah. But you need to give it props for kind of introducing it. Yeah.
I mean, we've all played this, haven't we?
Yeah, of course.
And I don't think anyone's ever said really a bad word about it.
Mm. Do you want to give us a wee, like, overall idea on Cuphead? Why that's
Oh,
why that's
visually for it, it was
Yes.
one of the only reasons that I kept my Xbox was for that game because it was
Alright.
exclusive on Xbox for the longest time. The art style was brilliant. The music was phenomenal.
It's
The story, it wasn't much of a story, but it was like you're just to Cuphead and Mugman sell their soul to the devil.
It's got 1930s,
As you do.
40s, like
Well, it was on a bed, man.
hose animation, like
Yeah.
rubber hose animation.
Yeah,
type
where they're
thing.
just doing like the wee dance like that.
You can't see dancing.
Well, I'm
them.
showing Hamish the dance just to help him out.
I've played the game, mate. I know.
It's got like a crackly filter over it. Mate, we're not animators, but like it looked pure good.
I can tell.
Like I know, like their descriptions are terrible.
I would
but
say, like, visually, it was like a noir. It was a callback to the old cartoons that they used to do in the day, where it was painstakingly drawn,
Aye,
where it was
frame by
frame by
frame
frame,
and-
just to do like one animation compared to what you can do like on Maya or anything like that. It's like it's crazy.
the music was also really fucking
Fucking love
good.
the music.
Yeah,
Even just the gameplay, it was like
it was a
very
boss rush game.
difficult, obviously. Aye.
How good was
But-
Mr. King Dai's theme song though?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I'm
what to be honest.
Mr. King Dai.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Aye,
I
yeah.
fucking love that song.
It was
But-
a great game, and
See, when you beat a level, though, it was
Oh.
a really good feeling. It was like, oh, yeah.
it annoys me there's no physical version of that game.
Yeah, it's so
Mm.
frustrating.
I want to buy that game, like so that it's here forever.
Which is strange considering how well it did, because it did really well. So
I
you
thought a
think they would have...
Switch version would have came out by now.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
There's only a
it's
digital version.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah.
there's going to be a Cuphead 2, isn't there?
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's a Cuphead TV series come to Netflix
yeah,
as well.
Netflix, yeah.
That's a great game. I didn't put it on because,
That's alright.
that game's made me super angry. Like,
Hamish, you got a number 5?
My number 5 is The Last of Us.
Ooh.
good game.
Yeah, just purely for the storytelling. The gameplay was a lot of fun as well. didn't even really need to be, like, because you were mainly there for the story.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, I think I got that with my PS3, and I remember I had it in the living room, and at the time, like, when was it out? 2013?
2013.
Yeah.
And I was playing it in the living room, and my mum and dad just watched me play it. Like, they were pure invested in it as well, because it's a really great story. You know what I mean?
The first hour was like hard. Yeah, it was hard to play.
Yeah. Obviously, looking forward to the second one as well. That'll be good. But just overall, brilliant game. And it was also my first proper kind of introduction to like PS3 and stuff like that. So that was nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Having such a good game. But yeah.
Yeah, it was. I completed it this year
Yeah.
on the remaster PS4, and it was really good. I don't like zombies as a genre. I think they're really boring. I think it's maybe because it's oversaturated.
They're overdone, yeah.
But the game was more interesting with its characters than other zombie games are. And like the second one looks amazing with the trailers and the screenshots and stuff.
Yeah, here's hoping. So, Dom, you got a number 4?
So, joint number 4 has to be...
Joint?
Because it was start of the year, and at the end of the year, these games, Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, for it.
Okay.
I couldn't really decide between the two of them. But then that was all in the 1 year as well, this 2017, for it, because it was a really good year for it.
Do you think the Switch would have sold as much if one of those games never came out?
I would say yes, but if it was launched, because it launched with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, those two games kind of propelled it.
I pushed a lot of
Yeah.
switches.
Yeah.
Mario and Zelda.
Yeah, I'd say like those two, like definitely. Don't really need to go into much description about both of them because they're both like
Amazing
really
games,
good.
yeah.
Well-known games.
yeah.
Aren't they?
And I would say like if you've not played either of them, like get on it right away. Especially Mario Odyssey for like the things that you can do now. So watching speedruns of those games are insane. Of Mario Odyssey, it's insane what people could do with Cappy with all the tricks on the walls and that. Amazing.
They're so open, aren't they? They made those games so like non-linear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can do crazy things that they didn't even think you could do.
Yeah, it was so good. And then
Like-
they gave you wee hints and stuff what you could do to get like your stars and stuff like that, or your nanners. Is it called?
I like them. I got both, and I really enjoyed them. But
Yeah.
they're
I
not
know.
on my list. They're not on my list.
Let's hear your number 4 then.
My number 4, it's Dragon Ball Fighters.
Wow, really?
Yep. Even though I'm bad at it,
But yeah, visually for that,
Even though it's a
fucking
Dragon Ball game, so it's shit.
arc system,
Arc system works.
They're just
Yeah, the animation during the game is amazing. Like
Yeah.
it feels like you're actually playing the anime.
yeah.
And they've supported it
Yeah.
over the last.
You still get updates in that.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
supported it over the last year and a half, 2 years it's been out. You're getting new characters. You're getting characters that weren't even invented when the game was out.
Yeah.
Because you got that Dragon Ball Super film that came out, and they've released Gogeta and Broly.
Yeah, you know the movie of the year. That's
Yeah, movie of the year, Hamish. We're just about to vote on it, and me and Dom said it as movie of the year.
Yeah, so Patch is in movie.
Patch is
of the
in movie of the year.
I'm hosting this week, so you know, like, my vote counts as 2. So sorry, guys.
Put
So
it on the Instagram now, Dom. Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm not great at fighting games.
I know.
Yeah, Dom hammered me a couple of times, but like
fucking game shite.
I'd never said that. But it's such a good game.
Sounded like you.
Because it's a deep manly voice. It's just so fluid, and the special moves look amazing, and the story mode was actually quite fun, even a little repetitive because you had to keep fighting the same characters over and over again.
Alright,
I think I was just super impressed by
is that
the.
like Dragon Ball, like boring.
That's enough of that. You
Silence you.
best fighting game. It's better than Street Fighter 5. It's better than Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, I'll even.
Have you played 11?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11. I thought
Yeah.
you said you were waiting for that to go into Game Pass.
I've played it though.
Oh, right,
it's
okay. Right, fair enough.
I've played it. I just haven't.
I'm just
bought
trying
it.
to poke holes in Dragon Ball, right? Fuck you.
Hey man, like Hugh would definitely poke holes in Dragon Ball War.
But you know what gets me in that game? I want to get the achievements. I think I've got nearly all of them because there's not a lot of hard ones. But then there's like one where you have to get like.
Plus, everyone will think you're a loser because you've played a Dragon Ball Z game.
No, everyone thinks you're a loser because you don't like Dragon Ball.
No, I don't think so.
We'll do a poll.
Yeah, we'll do a poll on Instagram.
You're a poll.
You're a poll.
We'll do
I'm going to make 3,000 fake Instagram accounts.
What's Hamish ____ A saying?
I don't know, but I like what he's saying.
Like, there's one achievement where you have to get like if you win online, you get battle power, and like you get like very small amounts, and you have to get 530,000.
Do you lose it if you lose it?
Yeah, you lose it if you lose as well.
Brutal.
So it's basically like a rank thing. Like,
Yeah, and it's so hard to get. Fuck that.
Pretty brutal.
But still, other than that, it's great.
yeah. Anyway, that's definitely enough about Dragon Ball.
Okay, number 4 for you?
My number 4
Number
is
4.
Number 4.
It's actually got number 5 in it.
Number 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah,
Good
good
game,
on you, man.
It's just, I
keep saying
mean,
it.
it was like I really, really anticipated it. Obviously, like because Rockstar games are in general are brilliant.
I bought that
I like
game
them
3
anyway.
times. You know that?
See, I
And you'll buy it for.
I had it on the 360 and then I got it on for Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Same, and then I bought it for the PS4 as well.
Right.
So I was like, God damn.
But you know, amazing game. Like the story was, I really liked the story.
Yeah.
There was a lot to it. There was enough to it. I think it was over like 100 missions or something like that.
Trevor was awesome. I really like Trevor.
Trevor.
See, I never really liked Trevor all that much. But not that I didn't like him, but I thought he was very overhyped. Everyone was like, "Oh man, Trevor's so cool," and I was like, "He's just a crazy person." You know what I mean? Like,
A crazy Canadian.
yeah. I like Michael.
Because it reminds
Michael's
you of
cool.
you.
Yeah, Michael's awesome. I like Michael.
But I mean, even the single player aside, the multiplayer has been fun. I've put a lot of hours into that. I don't really care about like ranking up and I don't do any of the competitive stuff. Not that I don't ever do it, but I prefer just the free roam, just wandering about and stuff like
Seeing what's going on.
that. Me and Ross have played a bit of it.
Yeah.
Who's Ross again?
Ross that we've had on the podcast before.
Yeah.
That guy, like tall, lanky cunt.
16 million wains. 16 million children.
Good for that as well.
No, I'm leaving it.
I think
we
that's a
played it
given
online.
that game, innit?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it has to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I even I remember I got the collector's edition or whatever, and you got a wee map with it and stuff like that. And you could use like a UV light on it, and it would have stuff written on it that you could only see with a UV light, like wee messages of where, like, you know.
It's dangerous. You having a UV light in your room.
Like a Jackson Pollock painting.
How do you go on the ceiling?
But I was pure hyped for it, and it really lived up to the hype. I loved
Yeah.
GTA 5. I thought it was fun. I still play now and again.
Yeah.
Put
The
it on.
online and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
jump
for the
on it
casino
on.
and that.
There's even things that I can still do in the single player. You know what I mean? Like there's so much to it. It's just a really deep game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For the next decade, it was GTA 6. Like, and then the next decade, it's GTA 7.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to do it. They don't have to release one every 2 years. They can just release one and
I
let
know
it
that
last.
with him.
I think. I mean, it's still making money.
Like,
Yeah.
it's still in the top 10 selling games every week for the last 7 years.
It's sold over. I think like last time I saw it was like over 115 million copies have been sold or something like that. Like,
That's nuts.
That's insane.
it's wild.
Someone Google that number. I need to. I
you,
need to
you
know.
don't fucking trust me or something? You Google
No,
it yourself.
I'm going to Google it.
Yeah.
Cut this
And while Hugh's googling that, you gave us 2, didn't you?
No, well, that's like the.
Well, that was joint fourth.
Yeah,
Alright,
joint
okay, so
fourth.
you got a number 3.
Yeah, number 3, Uncharted 4 for it. So as I said earlier, with the re-release remasters for it really got me into Uncharted. And the reason why I wanted to play it was like I had a week off, and I knew that the Uncharted 4 was coming out, and it was praised as like being like a big title for the PS4. Love Naughty Dog's games,
Yeah.
like Crash and that before. So I was like, see what it's like. I really did like The Last of Us as well. Visually, absolutely stunning story. Action, great. Characters, phenomenal. Nathan is a phenomenal protagonist.
Yeah.
And you get to see, like, in this one, it's just basically him basically got his life together. He's not out and venturing anymore, and then his brother that you never knew about until this game comes in and goes, hey man, one last job for the road, and you're like, fuck yeah, let's do this. And if you like that kind of, like, and they go to Scotland and all that, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Scotland?
And I'm like,
pretty cool.
yeah, so it's like a lot of things sort of tick the boxes for it.
Where did they
big
go in
plans.
Scotland?
Where was it? Just out to
Aberdeen?
I think it was to the east for it.
Oh, obviously.
I think so.
What do you mean? Obviously,
Edinburgh's there.
But they were looking for like an artifact for treasure, obviously, with the gold and all that. It was just like
cash money.
Money. But yeah, worth every money. Worth every penny for it.
Worth every treasure.
Worth every money. I was about to
Worth
say.
every penny.
But the other reason why I put it on the list as well is the amount of fun I had with the multiplayer. The multiplayer was like, so they did Gears 5 had the free multiplayer where it had 3 people. Uncharted had that before, so that's why it wasn't so strange to me. Remember you were saying, well, we can't have 4 people, it's going to be weird for the Horde mode. And I was like, oh, Uncharted 4 did that, and you know, that dynamic does work a lot better, I think.
Gears 5 does the escape mode. It's
Yeah.
the 3 people.
Yeah, that looks good. I still haven't played that.
fun.
But yes, Uncharted had that. It was always me, Lomax and Harkey just playing, and it was just hilarious.
Good memories with it.
Aye, so that definitely number 3.
Cool. Number 3 for you, Hugh.
Number 3 for me is a controversial one.
Oh,
Barbie's Dream House.
wow!
Online or something.
No, I think that's got better reviews.
Because that was mine for number 3.
Shit.
DMC Devil May Cry.
For fuck's
The
sake.
one made by Ninja Theory.
Whoa!
I really fucking like that game.
Oh.
I'm going to leave this discussion up to you and Dom, because
Like, Ninja Theory, the company that made Cinema Sacrifice,
Yeah, of course,
they made Enslaved. Like, they're a fucking good developer, and Xbox just bought them as an in-house developer.
Mm-hmm.
Capcom hired them to make the next Devil May Cry game as like a reboot. So they rebooted it like without all the cheesiness.
Yeah.
Right.
But it had its own special type of super edgy cheesiness.
So it just went from Edam to cheddar.
Yeah, like that.
Damn.
And a lot of people didn't like it, but I think I liked it because, I don't know, the soundtrack was great. I liked the hack and slash gameplay,
Yeah.
and it had some cool ideas. And I think, see if you called it something else, see if it wasn't in the Devil May Cry universe,
Uh-huh.
I think it would have been a lot more
Acceptable.
Well received, or
well received was what I was looking for. Dom, fuck you. Mostly because they kind of spat in the face of a lot of Devil May Cry fans by getting rid of like a lot of the things they liked and slagging a lot of the things they liked.
all right, okay.
But I was looking, it left open for a sequel, and I always kind of maybe assumed they were going to make a sequel to it, but there's never going to be a sequel to it.
Nah.
So what was your take on that?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a bit like weird to move your. They had like a mechanic where you had angel and devil weapons, where you had different colours, and enemies would have. You would have to hit them with like either red or white,
White,
or,
yeah.
or red or
Depending
white
on
blue.
what they were. Right.
Which got really frustrating because you couldn't really do your style sort of mechanic that you have in it.
You
It
were
was really
kind of
hard to do.
shoehorned into doing a specific.
Yeah, and you
kinda-
had to use the same weapon over and over again at the one boss with the the dance sort of.
Yeah, I thought that was
It was
fucking awesome,
It's
that
a
bit.
fucking nightmare to go through though. It took forever to go through the dance hall for it, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was that bad for it. I can understand people's frustration of taking like a
Characters they
goofy
like.
character and making them try to make
Like
them
an
see-
edgy teenager.
Yeah,
Like, that's what they were. But I thought that was charming.
Dante's just a fucking goof.
Like, just an idiot.
He doesn't know what sex is. That's what the hilarious thing is. He's like, what? Ugh, I'm too cool for this.
I think you'd like
Pizza.
it because some of the things he says, you're like, yeah, fuck you.
Fucking edgelord.
Because it's like a demon that shouts at him. He's like, fuck you, bitch. Like,
Fuck you.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a loser, I'd say that.
Yeah, you got a very low opinion of me, man.
But, like,
if
the-
that's not been established on the
The
previous 15 episodes.
the soundtrack's done completely by Combi Christ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
they
I
are
think-
fucking awesome.
Wait a minute. Were we? Is there not a time I was round here?
We were drinking.
We were drinking,
obviously.
listening to Combi Christ, and you sent him a message on Instagram. And
No, I put up,
Oh,
tagged
you
us.
tagged him, didn't you?
Tagged them saying, up late, drinking, listening to Combi Christ, because, I don't know, and they liked
They
it
liked
and
it, yeah.
left a comment and stuff, and I was like, that's
That's
pretty
pretty
cool.
awesome.
But yeah, the soundtrack's amazing. I like the hack and slash gameplay. It might not be as in depth as some Devil May Cry fans wanted,
But
but
they did end up fixing a lot of the issues that people did have.
yeah,
Like,
they've
it
got a
wasn't-
definitive edition
yeah.
for the PS4, which
Runs
was
at
60
60
frames,
frames.
obviously.
Yeah, they've changed the weapon mechanics where you can actually use any weapon, so the styling's a lot easier for it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of replay value because there was like 7 different fucking difficulty levels.
Yeah.
Difficulty levels.
Difficulty levels.
Difficulty levels.
I think I'm gonna get fucked for that one because people do not like that game.
Yeah.
But I liked it,
Okay.
and I
mean, it's your list, so.
I will replay that game.
Yeah, it's your list, man. Don't worry. If you want to be wrong, you've been wrong.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
I think, I mean, it's,
Especially Dom.
it's quite hard to make his list as well, because I mean, sometimes you just...
See, I haven't played Mass Effect, so I can't put Mass Effect on the list. And if I played Mass Effect, it might be on the list.
But people have preferences of what they play, and obviously...
Oh, I'm going to fuck more people off in a minute.
Yo, Hamish, what's your number?
My number 3, I think it'll be safe and comfortable. God of War.
Yeah, what a game that is, man.
PS4 or...
well, it's only on
There's
PS4.
God of War Ascension, mate. Is it God of War Ascension?
Like, it's for the whole decade. That's
or God of War 3.
Oh, right, okay. No, that's the only God of War I've ever played.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm gonna spark a wee boy. Boy, that sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why I was laughing. Spark a wee boy.
I meant
title this podcast.
I meant a can of it.
Yeah, okay, do it.
Knock out a wee boy.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
God of War. It's literally the only one I've.
Fucking hell, guys. Spark a wee boy. You should have went Spark a wee boy. Boy. Have you? I know this is.
Hold on.
I know you're going to explain something, but have you watched the documentary Raising Kratos?
No, I keep meaning into because I've heard
It's really good, man.
That Corey Barlog guy in it.
Yeah, it showed how much he went through to make that game.
Guy I keep calling
Corey Barlog.
Barlog, yeah.
Or Balrog.
Balrog, aye, that's what I mean.
Like the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Big fire demon.
So yeah, it is the only God of War I've ever actually played. I've got God of War 3, but then I was gonna play it after I played God of War, and I was like, wow, I like this. I know the gameplay is different. I know it is a different.
It's not over the shoulder style.
It's more hack and slash than like the dodging.
But then I was
stuff.
like, no, I'll start at the first one. So I've been meaning to get that. But just an amazing fucking game.
Yeah.
The story, fantastic. You know what I mean? And you know, bits where, generally speaking, with games, I can kind of see where it's going to go. You know, it's a wee bit predictable, but it didn't feel like that with God of War at all.
Yeah.
It
took you for a ride, that game. I liked for it.
Aye, absolutely. And it was a good length. You know what I mean? It didn't feel too short, but I wasn't like bored by the end of it. Like, fuck's sake, can I just finish this game?
Yeah.
Was it a good length, Hamish?
Oh, it was a great length, mate. It's that perfect length.
How's the guff?
You guys,
Do you think you were going to say a good length and we were going to miss that out?
I knew exactly where you were going.
But the pacing for the game, is really good for it.
Yeah,
the characters, like his boy,
Atreus?
Yeah.
Atreus, yeah.
Visually, man, I love the
We've all played this, haven't we?
Yeah.
See, I also like I love mythology in general. Like even when I was a kid, I loved mythology and stuff like that. So, you know, it plays into a lot of things that I really like. See, when you get Mimir, and you're going around on the boat, and he's telling you these wee stories and stuff like every character was really memorable in it. You know what I mean? It was just great. The combat, fluid, fun. You know, you could do some really cool things and stuff like that. Innovative, kind of. You know, it's just fucking awesome.
A great game.
Yeah, I loved it as well. I like mythology, and I really like Norse and Greek mythology, which is obviously what this game is mixing.
Yeah, and you can see like how you made the PS4 like a console you had to get for that game.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of the ones that we've had on the list, it was like games like that would make sense. Like GTA, you could get that in any console and that, but God of War was like, you need to have a PS4 to play this game.
That's the story of this generation, though. That's PS4 did that. It made you buy one.
Made you want to buy it.
I mean, I bought a PS4 specifically for VR.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I was kind of like, no, I had it well before Spider-Man, but if I had literally just bought a PS4 and God of War, I would be like, worth it.
Yeah.
Totally fucking worth it.
I'd said that for Spider-Man as well.
Oh, Spider-Man, I loved as well. Yeah, absolutely.
And Uncharted 4.
Yeah, there's a lot of good exclusives on it.
You're like, fucking hell.
God of War's excellent. Definitely deserves to be on a Game of the Year list or Game of the Decade list.
Definitely Game of the Decade.
Yeah.
Like they turned that franchise around because it wasn't even
a bad
franchise. They just had to find a new way to tell the stories of that world.
A lot of people were like worried about it coming out as well because they've seen the over-the-shoulder camera for it at the trailer release and they went, what have they done to God of War? God of War's supposed to be like this, and they didn't trust in, you know.
I love the game. Like, I still haven't beat it. I've said that like 70 times.
Wow, man.
Because you never finish games, man.
I buy too many.
But I mean, it was even like when I played it, I was just like, I want to read about you know, God
Mythology.
of War, and I was, not even mythology, but just God of War in general. I was like, so, you know, why does he have white skin? Why does he get that red stripe? Stuff like that, you know, like,
it's so interesting you wouldn't know what that is there as well. It's like, that's
we could play through. I've got the collections if you want to play through them on PS3.
It's awesome, man, see that part.
They're really fun games as well.
Do you know why he's got all that stuff now? No, don't. If you,
I do.
I know.
I've
I know why.
completed
I did read it. It's like the ashes of his brother in it, or
I completed the first God of War on the PS3, and I'm halfway through the second one. I didn't bother finishing it, obviously because it's me. But I've got the collection. We should play them actually.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, cool. So no arguments with God of
War.
No,
that's a good one.
Good choice.
And Dom's the only one that's fucking ruining this list.
Anyway, Dom, what's your number 2?
So Dom, what's your number 2?
Mine's is Undertale for number 2.
Right. You've spoken about it a few times.
So I keep pestering Hugh to play it.
I'm going to play it.
The reason why
he'll play it, he just won't finish it. All right.
It's one of those
3 hours long.
Yeah, it's one of those.
You though.
It's one of those games that you go in, you don't expect it to be as intense as it is, because it's like, you know, it's a wee sort of like retro game.
It's like 16-bit, 8-bit. I don't actually know because I played it, but I think it's 8-bit. I think it looks 8-bit.
It's all basically developed by one guy, and
Toby Fox.
Yeah, and it's like,
let Dom talk. Fuck's sake, you'll have your fucking moment. Let him finish his own fucking sentences.
Finishing his sandwiches.
Have a few Jaegers.
He's finishing my sandwiches.
I think he's finished a few too many of them.
Well, that girl boy.
Anyway, Dom,
you're also fat.
I know.
Guys, go on.
I get the crumbs on the floor.
This is the tension between the because we're saying different games.
No, it has.
My left is
crust.
right.
Hugh doesn't like crust.
Anyway, sorry. Please continue, Dom.
Right. So Undertale, written, directed, also music done by Toby Fox as well.
Impressive, man.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot. He's been getting a lot of recognition in the gaming world now. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, a lot of people now use his music or his art style and other means in that for it, like in the media. One of the big wrestlers now, Kenny Omega, actually has like a whole entrance video with Undertale like characters and stuff like that helping him out. And he came out dressed up as I think he came out dressed up as Sans for Halloween on AEW. So
that's pretty cool.
A lot of people came out in the slippers and all that as well. I'm like, that's fucking class. But anyway,
see, it's funny. Like, sorry if I can just.
Oh yeah,
like, see, imagine doing that like, you know, 10, 15 years ago. You'd be like, oh, what a geek, you know what I mean? But it's, you know, you get the kind of geek culture these days. It's very much more acceptable.
Yeah,
I still have to explain certain things to older people. See, like parents and landlords and stuff. Like they're in their 40s. They're like, why have you got those figures? Like, shut the fuck up, mate. I like that.
Why aren't you dead yet? Shut up. Where's my inheritance? Yeah, I would say
fucking Tories.
Hey, let's not get political.
But yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's just a simple story that you would have for it. It's monsters versus humans. Monsters have been forced underground. A nameless child falls into the underground, meets monsters, find out the monsters aren't so bad, and just continue from that. But they set it up in a way where you think, oh, it's just an RPG, and then you see that the game so slowly judges what you do.
Right.
And they sort of turn it around on you. And it's something that I didn't expect seeing this game, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I only played it maybe a year after it kind of came out, and I was like, oh, I'm thankful I did, because see, unfortunately the fandom for this game is extremely toxic. Extremely toxic. There's a few
up there with the Star Wars fans.
Yeah, honestly,
we are shitting on fans.
I mean, as much as, like, you know, you can love something for it. I mean, you get like toxic fans in any sort of base. You get them on Star Wars, Rick and Morty, wrestling.
As an interpretation of the story, is that where they get?
No, it's the characters themselves. So the characters become so interesting and like unforgettable that people like latch onto them because they're so much like me, and you're like, they're just characters in the game,
like Rick and Morty.
Exactly. So they go for that, but then it's because what you have in that game, you have your pacifists and you have your genocide runs. So then that's where it's sort of, you're like, okay, why? What makes it so different? And then when you play both of them, you realise, oh, right, okay, then that's why a lot of people love this game for it.
So, like, see, like I'm getting from what you're saying is, if you play it where you don't kill people, there's a different story than when you do kill lots of people.
Yeah.
People react differently to you.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty
So,
cool.
but it's not it's not the way you think it is. So that's the thing that really like. That's why a lot of people put this in the top of their games for it. Because I was wondering why like people kept going on about this game, and then when I played it, I went, now I understand. I can see why. You can see why people obsess about Sans. You can see why people think Papyrus is like the greatest skeleton man ever.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like all the characters are brilliant, honestly, and the music for each of them, like they'll have their own sort of style to their songs.
It's really quite impressive for such a short game.
By
to
one
have
an independent game,
such an impact, impactful characters. You know what I mean?
and then later on, like at the end of 2018, start of this year, Deltarune came out. It's like free. Toby Fox's next chapter sort of one for it.
Yeah, I downloaded that. Started it and didn't really get it. And that's
So,
why I was
again-
like, I should go back to Undertale and play Undertale first.
Yeah.
It's not even much for that. It's just a standalone. I have an idea of a Final Fantasy-esque type of game where I can bring in the pack that one of the team members constantly attacks while the other one tries to talk their way out of it. So it was basically dealing with that dynamic. You had to stop one from killing, and you had to get the other one to help out when they're too busy not wanting to. So it was like
not
a very
wanting to join
interesting
in.
dynamic for it.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
soundtrack-wise, it's one of my favourite gaming soundtracks. You can find it on Spotify. Phenomenal, because it has like the 8-bit sort of versions and then an orchestrated version of it, and it sounds really good.
Yeah. You know who else you can find on Spotify?
You can find us on Spotify.
You can find us on Spotify. I was going to say Taylor Swift, but yeah, you can find us
Wow.
on Spotify.
Can you find you too? on Spotify?
T-Swift's on Spotify.
Me too. Me,
You too?
me, Hugh. What?
You too?
You who?
It's been a beautiful day.
Don't let it get away.
It's not been. It's not. It's middle of winter in Scotland. It's not been a beautiful day, mate.
I think every day is middle of winter in Scotland.
But yeah, that's my number 2 game.
Undertale is good show, even because I think it's very highly rated by the critics.
Sorry, is it a good shout or is it a good show?
Show. I was thinking about it.
Good to know.
Right.
Right.
This was hard for me, number 2, by the
Stop
way.
there. You have a hard number 2.
I have a hard number 2.
Hugh, what's your number 2?
My number 2, it was a hard choice between these two games, right? My number 2 is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh.
Oh, I thought that was going to be your number 1.
Yeah, I talk about this game a lot. Horizon Zero Dawn, released 2017. I think it was released in the same day as Breath of the Wild, or the same week.
Same
Around the
I
same
remember
time
it.
period.
Yeah.
And obviously, it didn't go bad for Horizon Zero Dawn, but obviously it took a lot of the luster away from it.
Mm.
It's made by Guerrilla Games.
Yeah.
I almost said Santa Monica, but that's God of War. Guerrilla Games made Killzone,
Yeah.
so everybody was kind of surprised when this one was announced. It's a open world game. Your main character's called Aloy. It's post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Many years have you had?
She lives in a matriarchal society which has weird rules, where she was like an outsider. Most people probably played this game. It's my number 2 because the story was excellent.
Yeah.
The gameplay was amazing. I thought the best thing about this game is it never made you feel overpowered. You always felt weak compared to the mechanical
robot
animals.
things, yeah.
So you never walked into a place going, I'm just going to kill this, and this will be that. Like, you always walked in going, fuck, what if there's an Asher in
what's
here?
around here?
And I put about 60 hours into it, 70. Did a lot of the side missions, completed it, 'cause that's the first time I've said this.
Must have been a good game if you've completed
I
it.
haven't completed the DLC yet.
That's okay, but
I've completed the main game. I think it's one of the best games of this generation, if not ever.
that's great.
I hope there's a second one. There
It
hasn't been an
rumoured,
announcement.
isn't it? It's been rumoured. that
There's
it's
no
like
announcement, but I bet you there will be.
Yeah.
PS5.
It was received pretty well, wasn't it? Like,
It was. I think if it released in a different year, or a different period of that year,
yeah,
it would have been.
done a bit better.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
done a lot better.
I think if they did it April time, it would have been a lot better, because it was February. I'm sure it came out at the same time.
Came out at the same time as the Switch. It's never going to do as well.
Yeah.
People make choices and they go Zelda or new IP, and they go Zelda most of the
I
time.
mean, like, fair enough, we'll be like, I'll just buy all of it. But, you know, a lot of people have to kind of make a choice, like this or this. So
Yeah.
it's fair
Yeah.
enough.
Had one of the most interesting main characters in Aloy. She, was brought up by someone who had to be an outsider and teach her like how to be strong and stuff like that. use a bow, which is the best weapon ever in a computer game.
Bows are so much fun
Yeah.
in every game, man.
Yeah, it had a lot of dialogue options, and they actually felt like they made a difference sometimes. Like, again, it's like those other games where you just pick one and it knows the story. So a lot of the machines had really cool designs. And a part of the story, you wonder why some of them are different. Like, they have like not as animal designs,
characteristics. Yeah,
yeah, and a part of the story tells you that. The story actually unfolds really nicely. It's like slowly,
yeah,
and then it leaves it open for a sequel.
nice.
Wait, is it Lance? Not Riddick. The guy that's in John Wick.
Oh,
Receptionist.
I know the guy you mean now. The guy
Lance
plays
Reddick, something like that.
Get on. And,
Yeah, he
He's
plays
the
a bad guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy in this
Antagonist,
one, but
like,
he's part of the bad men.
The bad man.
I started playing it, and I was really enjoying it, and then I can't honestly remember why I stopped playing it. It probably would have been another game came out, and I was like, I'll play that, and then it just got that way. It'd been so long since I played it, I was like, I'll get back to it, and then I was like, fuck, it's been ages, but I definitely will go back and finish it, because I did really enjoy it. It was fun.
I think I completed it and then wanted to play DLC, but I just bought the complete edition. I think I gave you my original one, Dom.
Yeah, I think I got it in the house somewhere.
Did you complete it?
I thought you only borrowed
Yeah,
one.
no, I was.
He borrows everything from me.
That's 2 games I borrowed from me. No, it was somewhere in the house. Well, because like you were pure.
Did you ever play it?
Yeah, I brought it up, but I was streaming it. I remember.
Did you complete it?
I didn't complete it.
Fucking loser.
You can't fucking talk to anyone about completing games here.
Mr.
Yeah,
Fire
Ken.
Emblem
We've had,
16 episodes into
Aye,
the podcast.
Judgment as well.
You've told us like 7 games today that you've not completed.
I know, I just love games.
Hamish, what is your number 2?
My number 2 also has number 2 in it.
Look like number 2.
That's not mean. That's not very nice.
That's fine, I can cut that. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ah, that's a pretty good
Just
one.
a fucking amazing game all round. Just the story was fantastic. I mean, again, I keep saying this, but you had choices. Like you could be a good guy, could be a bad guy. Every character was memorable. The voice acting was spectacular. The size of the world. There was always something to do. It always felt really, a full world going on.
I felt it had some life in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Obviously, it was a step up, and then some from GTA 5.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's a Rockstar game.
That's
The online
interesting.
as well,
It's two Rockstar games in your games of the day.
yeah,
That's
I mean, they make a good game.
yeah, you can't.
The kind of game
They
that
take
I
the
like.
time as well, don't they?
Yeah, which is obviously better than when we were talking about like the 2K games, one every year. Like it's obviously not going to get better, but
yeah,
I would much rather wait a few years and then get a game that's brilliant
yeah,
than just another new, slightly tweaked game.
yeah.
But I don't know. Have you played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I played it.
You've played it, haven't you?
I completed it as well. Remember, I had like a
And then you weren't that
fatigue.
keen on the
Yeah,
the online, were you?
Yeah, I wasn't big on it. But then you were saying about like the online like missions and stuff like it has for it.
there has
They've all
been
been good for it.
Updates and stuff like that. Yeah. Hugh, I would definitely suggest playing the first one before you play the second one.
Yeah.
But
That's it.
just a fucking brilliant game.
I mean, the first one was out
storytelling's
this decade as well. Was it not 2010?
I think it was 2010. Yeah. Aye.
So I remember playing and loving that on the 360.
Yeah. And that was an amazing game, but I mean, it's not really fair judging the second one against the first one because of all the advances that it could obviously have.
Yeah.
But 2 just
That's good.
better than 1, obviously.
Hey, it's also 1 better than 1.
Yeah.
I haven't put any opinions for it because I haven't played it.
That's it, man. Don't worry.
I haven't even played the first one. So
Get on that, mate. So
add it to my very long list.
So this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, we
We're
see
gonna
this. Then.
Hear the
Right.
number
No
one.
one's going to
so
agree with me.
I don't agree with you ever because you're wrong all the time. Dom, number 1. Drum roll.
So
No, I'm gonna put in a drum roll. God damn it! You sound like you snoring.
Right, go down. What is it?
number 1, Persona 5.
Right.
So as you probably listened, you
What a
didn't.
reaction from Hamish.
I've never played it, so I'm
Right.
like,
So
okay.
It was-
Hugh, number 1.
Persona 5 for me. So
What was wrong with the first 4?
no, the other games are really good. For it, for myself, I only played Persona 4 Golden when they re-released that on the PlayStation 2. It was on the PlayStation 2. Yeah, it's on the Vita 2 as well. Yeah.
Alright, okay.
But it came out from that. Is it Mengai Tensei? Is like the original.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, so they had their games and didn't really touch those games, but it's kind of the same idea for it. But they had like, your party dies, that's you basically fucked.
Yeah, hard games.
Yeah, they are. It's really fun. Atlas games are always interesting.
Bang all those people in the game, Hamish, you'd love it.
The story's just really interesting because you always start like, I don't know about these Japanese games, what makes it so interesting when you start out simple, like make a curry, have some coffee, hang out with your friends, kill God. It's kill God. You're like,
okay,
alright.
So just a regular Sunday.
Yeah. So it's really interesting what to do for that. You're basically it's a different style compared to Persona 4, where their realities and their personas go through a television, where you're into another world for it. Where in Persona 5, I'm going to make sure I get this right because I don't want to fuck
I
this
should
up.
hope so. If it's your
First
fucking
time he's ever made sure.
No,
game
it's
of the decade. Game of the decade. I want some.
So
straight facts.
they end up going through the metaverse, and it's through their phone. An app shows up on their phone where they say code words to unlock people's treasures, which are their hearts, and you steal, and they become the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. Because if you take someone's treasure, and sorry, I'm not really explaining this very well. Give me a second.
I'm trying to keep up.
Okay, so what happens is you arrive at a school. Your character, he's on probation for assault that he did to someone that you find out later in the game. Like, so he had to basically move school, move his life. He gets taken in by a guy. He's like, I know that you're a delinquent, and I know that things that you've done, you shouldn't have done that for it. It says, so keep your head down, study, and just get this over with for you. The probation's over. Where he finds out that he gets this app on his phone. He clicks on it, takes him into this metaverse where the school turns into this castle where this teacher is dressed up in nothing but like a crown and a king's cape in his underwear. And then one of his classmates dressed up in like nothing but underwear. She's all like sex like him for that, and he's like, he's like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck have I just walked into? So it turns out that is his palace. His palace is where like people that have got dark thoughts or abusive or anything like that, they develop these palaces to make sure that no one can find out the real them for it.
Right.
So they put up this false persona for it.
Alright, okay.
And
hey, that's the title.
Yeah,
of
the
game.
So as Joker, you find out that if you take out the treasure for it, they confess to everything bad that they've done. Therefore, they have a change of heart. Then it's like they become the Phantom Thieves of Heart. Right. So they get anyone that's been like, they may look like they're not doing anything bad, but on the to people on the outside, but on the inside you see that they're abusing kids, they're manipulating students, they're overworking their workforce. It goes on like that, like the real incentive of the real them are like horrible people that you need to take down. And then throughout the game, your classmates that somehow they get the app and they join into you, they have their own sort of their own personas to help you out, and it just goes on from there. You go over to like Hawaii and have like a good time there, and you're like, it's sort of fun sort of games like that. And then you discover there's a big plot behind everything for it as well. There's like someone's pulling the strings to all these mysterious deaths that are happening. You're like, well, what do you mean these deaths? It's like, if you're in the metaverse and you kill the person's persona while they're like, you take their heart and you just leave them alone, they'll have a change of heart. If you take their heart and then kill them, they'll die in real life.
Right. Yeah.
So all these sudden heart attacks happen. Like a train runs like through the station and kills all the people on the train. A guy walks in front of a truck to kill himself. There's like things like that. So there's a sort of surreal issues happening there as well. So you're trying to get down to the bottom of that. A setup happens and you get investigated by the police, and it's you going back in time to where you start, and you're figuring out and you're telling this police officer how it happened, so you can kind of decide how the story goes from that point. So you can be like, I met this lassie who tested drugs on me. She wanted to test out these new caffeine pills, but it turns out it's like stuff that makes you itch and that, but it gives you benefits when you're in the metaverse to train up.
Alright,
so you have these sort of it's all like characters that help you buff through the game. They also have like a tarot card system as well, with the Velvet Room, it's called, where every night when you go to sleep, you wake up and it's a familiar character to Persona game, unlike myself who has only played Persona 4, going,
right, yeah.
And you're like, okay, right, let's see what happens here, and then it's just a different way of merging your personas, and it's a whole thing with them. You can create new personas, because you have multiple personas, where your pals only have one. So that's why you're so unique. You're like, everyone looks to you because you can switch personas, which is very rare for a person to have so many personas around them. So that's what makes you unique to everyone else.
You're kind of special,
yeah.
You know, so we haven't said that because we know nothing about Persona.
So the thing is about that as well, music, phenomenal for it. The battlefield music is great. The emotional moments they get there for it is great. The character development, there's a lot of dialogue, which is really interesting. And they also always have like an animal character that's there. The character's name is Morgana, and it looks like a cat in the real world, but when it gets into the metaverse, it turns into like a goofy anime cat, a big heat, and it's like, and you're like, okay, awesome,
nice.
So, but they all have their own individual subplots, which you don't even need to go through, which is interesting. Like, there's a blonde, half Japanese, half American that's there. The one I was describing was like inside the palace.
Yeah.
You find out a lot about her backstory. Same with your best pals. There's an artist that's there. That you find out like what happened with him, with a artist that was basically taking advantage of his work and claiming it as his own and making millions from it. Well, he wasn't getting anything for it and living like poorly in poverty. And you're like, man, it's a bit heavy for a high school drama game for it.
Yeah.
It's Japanese.
Yeah, but as I said, like you go into this coffee shop, do all these sort of things from that, and then at the end of the game you're killing God. It's really interesting. I wish I was making that part up. It's not like a lie at all. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I've been told it's like a long ass game as well.
It is. I put in at least 140 hours into that game.
Fucking hell.
But the reason, so you could stop at 60, you could stop at 80, but then that last 80, there's an extra 40 hours into it.
So why is that? Why can you... Is it side missions or is it...
No, it's just like the way the story goes for me.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's all through a calendar month for the school year. You can decide what you do with your time, because your time's everything for it, because you've only got this certain... You'll get timed ones, like, as I said, with that teacher. He's like, I'm going to suspend you and Riku, your pal, because, you're on to me. So I can't suspend you at the moment, but you've got till the end of this week. So a countdown comes up, 7 days.
Right, okay.
So you've got 7 days to infiltrate his palace, find out where his treasure is, find a way to get into to get the treasure, or it's game over and you lose. And then you're sick because you broke probation, therefore you're in jail, and that's it. Once you do that, then plot sort of happens, and then they continue from there, and then that's why the
plot happens.
Plot happens from there. But it's very interesting for it. If anyone's, I would say, like, again, I've kind of rambled on there for it, but again, if you guys have never played that, that's like that took the majority of my time 2 years ago when the Beast from the East happened.
Oh yeah.
When we had that snow in for it, like my brother sat and watched me like do the last 40 hours, basically sat there because like once you got into it, you want to get better personas, you want to find out how you get better upgrades, and that's really fun. But that music, I love that music.
It sounds interesting.
Big in-depth RPG.
If you are interested, or anyone's interested in that, the Persona 5 Royal is out in March over here.
So what's that then?
So it's just a revamped part of the game. They've introduced a new character, and I don't really want to say the other characters introduced because it kind of spoils a big plot for it, but a psychologist comes in for it, and there's a reason why he's in there.
So is it just an update, or is it DLC?
So no, it's an update for it. Like they've changed it. I don't know about a lot of the beats, but I know that the female that they've brought in for it, she's a dancer, and that's it.
Right.
Like,
Cool.
but the psychologist doctor's in to speak to the students, and there's a reason
I
why.
love the
there's
way
that.
you say female.
Female.
So is it a fairly recent game?
No, 2016. That was it.
And they're still updating it. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Atlas looked like that though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did that with Catherine as well.
Catherine's out again, yeah.
Yeah, and they've added like what would you say?
Like
It's
another character.
another character that is a guy, transgender.
I don't know. I've not played any
Yeah.
Catherine's.
Catherine's one. It's a transgender character that they've introduced who plays piano for it. So it's like to take on the main protagonist, because he was going either for simple, straight to the point girlfriend, or go for this hot blonde for it, and he's sort of cut between who am I going to go for? And the game is basically you pull blocks and you just climb
Yeah,
up to the
it's
top of the
I
sheep.
think I started playing Catherine.
Yeah.
I think it was Games of Gold or something like
Yeah.
that. It was like the old 360 one.
Yeah.
That was quite fun.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Strange kind of premise and that, but yeah, it was quite fun.
Yeah, and then the updated version of that, Joker from Persona 5 is in it.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, but then Joker seems to be everywhere. I mean, he got introduced for Smash, and that was crazy. I never thought Joker from Persona would ever, get
Yeah,
from
I was
that.
trying to remember where I'd heard them.
Yeah.
I've heard from him before, but yeah, I think
Smash
it's
announcement.
yeah.
That's why people lost their mind. Like, that's a PlayStation exclusive game. Why is a character from that being on a Nintendo
Why is
device?
Master Chief not in Smash yet?
Chief?
Because he just wreck people, mate. He's the chief.
RB got into Kill Instinct, so why can't Master Chief be on it?
Yeah.
Well, Master Chief was in Dead or Alive, but we don't really. That's not really Master Chief.
Yeah, it was another Spartan.
It was a Spartan something, and it had a female voice in it.
Yeah,
But that's my number one. I mean, sorry I ranted for that,
No,
but I
right, it's
mean,
cool. That's interesting.
if you are interested, Persona 5 Royale, I wanted to get it when we were in Japan, but it was going to be in Japanese, so I didn't see the point.
yeah, 100 hours of not really knowing what's going on.
All me hearing this nanny, I know what that means.
Cool, thank you for that. So, Hugh.
Can any of you guess what I'm about to say?
FIFA 20.
See, I was thinking FIFA, just because of the amount of hours that you put in it.
No. Final Fantasy 15.
Final
Oh.
FIFA 20.
Final FIFA
Final
15.
FIFA 20. Fifth 20.
And that's going to annoy a lot of people because
So FIFA's not on your list at all?
no. I could
it's
have
shite.
top 10. FIFA 10, FIFA 11, FIFA 20. No, Final Fantasy 15. Like, even though it wasn't the best game ever,
You've played that a couple of times.
I've
haven't you?
completed it several times. Yeah, I bought it several times as well. I bought it for the PS4, completed the standard base day one edition.
Yeah.
And it's like that's okay. Then they released like updates. I bought the Royale edition for the Xbox One for the 4K patch. They added a lot more context to the story because that was a big criticism of the base game. There was they felt like they'd cut a lot out. Played it, loved it again. Played the DLC, loved it. Played the extra missions they put in, loved it. I don't want to have to go in and explain it because I think everybody knows at this point.
Yeah.
Killed
what
a
Final Fantasy
giant
15 is.
turtle, didn't you?
I did. It's called Adamantium. Or
Adamantium.
No, that's the metal.
Yeah, that's what
No,
it's called.
This fucking metal from Marvel Universe.
What's it called?
I like Noctis though. He's
Adam-
a good character.
Bob the turtle.
Bob the Turtle.
What's wrong with Bob? Is a turtle name? Like,
Yeah.
You know, they bob their head in and out their shell. I think that's okay.
Yeah. What about Bob?
Adamantoise.
Adamantoise.
Oh, nice.
His massive turtle was like most of the. It was a big part of the map. But that's how you grind to get.
I just remember that you telling me one time. I'm trying to get all the achievements, but I need to kill this fucking turtle. It takes fucking ages.
It does. It has like 1,000,000 HP, but then there's a weapon that can kill people in one go, but it's like once in every 100 tries.
Yeah.
So I kept doing that. I eventually got it, but it's my game of the decade, even though it'll be no one else's game
Mate,
of the
we've
decade.
said this before. It's your fucking list. You know what I mean?
I love that game so much, even though it isn't even the best Final Fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best Final Fantasy game?
8, obviously.
Obviously.
8,
Obviously.
obviously. That will also annoy a lot of people.
But yeah, that's
couldn't
a
say
good
7.
point, huh? I like that.
Yeah, 15's my game of the decade, even though it's disappointment of the decade as well.
You ever played? Wait, what?
Yeah.
A lot of
How
people-
can it be your? No, but is it your disappointment of the year?
No.
Alright, okay.
But
I thought you meant it was your game.
I think,
disappointment.
It will be on a lot of people's disappointment of the decade, disappointment of the year.
Why would people be disappointed in it?
It has some problems. It doesn't have like a lot of problems like that you think, but a lot of people do have issues with like pacing and that. But then they kind of patched a lot of it. The game
is 13 chapters. I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Maybe 15 chapters actually.
How long is a chapter?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of them are uneven. The first 2 chapters finish pretty quick, and then you can spend 40 hours on the 3rd chapter, and then the 4th chapter goes in an hour, and like.
Yeah.
The game is not well paced. Then you can be well overpowered by the end of the game, which I was several times, because they're like, oh, I'll go do this side mission. I'll do this side mission. There was loads of hunter missions where you killed monsters. I got so overpowered by the end. I killed the boss so easily.
Yeah,
it didn't even really feel satisfying.
No, and then they had to release DLC to explain the story.
Yeah, there was bits missing out, and those characters get their own sort of story.
Yeah, it's like 2-3 hours of their own side story to explain them.
Where did they go? And
yeah, and this game's got a film that comes with it and an anime series to try and explain certain parts of it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it was a bit too much. Like,
no, it still wasn't enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They still didn't go in to explain why certain things were happening in the history. I mean, a lot of these games are lore, and that's where you're trying to unlock, but they just didn't. And a lot of it's to do with the development, about how it was originally going to be Final Fantasy 13 Versus or Versus 13, and then Square fucked everything up and had to restart again and release the game, or they lost all this money.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a time manipulation thing mixed in with Kingdom Hearts gameplay with a different kind. It's
over ambitious. It was well over ambitious. It was announced in 2006.
Oh really?
Yeah. And then it didn't come out to 2014, 15.
Yeah. I did play it for a wee while, but I'd literally just, you told me the amount of hours that you'd put in, and I'd just played another long game before that, and I was like, I'm not really in the mood for like another big massive game I need to dive into. But I probably will play it eventually.
It's not for everybody. I'll even say that it's not for everybody.
Yeah. Have you played there's multiplayer in it?
Comrades?
Yeah, Comrades.
I haven't played Comrades, no. That's its own game now, isn't it? They've kind of like segregated it off from the main game.
So is that not... Do you not just play the single player with other people? Is it
no, you don't play
the
single
separate
player
mode? And
separate mode, separate missions and stuff like that. I mean, the game looks amazing. It runs pretty fucking good on Xbox One.
I love the music for it.
Yeah, music's amazing, and you can even like see when you go into shops, you can buy the soundtracks of the other games, not with like DLC or anything.
Yeah, just in-game
money,
currency. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, the DLC they added, like the extra stuff they added was like extra bosses at the end, extra context. Even one chapter was completely rewritten, like so the game is completely different.
All right,
like
that's interesting.
like the whole end of the game is probably completely different than it was when it was released.
Can you still play the original version if you want to?
If you buy the original version and don't download any updates,
right?
Or download if you download it, you can't get rid of the patches now, can you?
I don't know if you can delete patches.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think you can't do vanilla patches now.
Yeah. So what you'd need to do is just play it offline with the original disc.
Yeah.
Even then, you're struggling because you probably still got the same bugs and stuff like that. It's not good to play the original version, though. It's not like Star Wars, where the original version was good,
so
and then they updated it.
It's an improvement.
It's a massive improvement. Yeah. They sold us. I bought the game twice for 2 different consoles, and then I was kind of thinking about buying it the Pocket Edition for my phone, but I didn't. But
not yet.
I know it sounds like I'm not selling this game as my game in the decade, but.
Sorry, I mean, there's barely been any games out this decade.
I loved it.
Hamish, then, what is your game?
What is your wrong game?
What is your...
Wrong? Nothing. Wrong. How dare you? Drum roll.
Okay.
You know what? You'll probably be able to guess it because I've talked about it so many fucking times. Witcher 3.
Ah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Just fucking amazing from top to bottom. Like, you
know,
know,
Geralt's a badass.
Yeah, oh, definitely. You know, I was talking about when I was talking about GTA 5, it feels like a live world.
Yeah.
There's no game that's ever came close to the world of Witcher 3. Like, everywhere that you go, It's
Something
just
to do.
feels alive.
Feels
and
like
real.
it's been lived in. It's not bare.
Yeah,
like people are doing their day-to-day thing.
Aye, and they're not just doing things because you're there. Like, it's literally just, this is all happening. I mean, it's the same kind of thing, like Skyrim brought that, like, people have routines and all that kind of thing, but The Witcher 3 just feels just much better at doing it.
Yeah.
Stories, fantastic. Even, like, the missions. There's side missions that could be, like, main missions, that could be, you know, episodes in the TV show, could be a fucking movie. Like, they're that well written. They've got that, you know, memorable characters and stuff like that. One that comes to mind is the Bloody Baron, and I won't tell you what happens, because if you're going to play it, like, or anyone that's listening, if you're going to play it,
unfortunately, someone had to go into a description story about The Witcher, and that was one of the things they brought up of that story. But I do know the story, but it's a really good story.
I just the way it unfolds and stuff like that it's just amazing.
It's like
the music's great as well. Visually stunning. When I first played it, I never had a 4K TV, but there's a new game plus. I'm gonna go back to it on 4K, and I can't wait. But it was still amazing anyway. The voice acting, fantastic. As Dom was saying, Geralt, just such a fucking badass, cool character. You feel amazing. You know, you can play it different ways. You know, you get different choices and ways to do missions and stuff like that.
You can build Geralt up in certain ways as well. You don't need to be just. You can be all magic and that, can't you?
Aye. Or like you use potions and stuff like that to fortify yourself and stuff like that. You can be like kind of alchemy build. So replayable because there's so much to it. Not even like replayable. It's just there's so much to it. Even playing it the one time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I played it for, it must have been at least 150 hours or something like that I probably put into it. I've still not done everything. Because I'm a pure completionist.
You want everything.
There's bits on the map where you get wee like question marks, like kind of, oh, there's something here by the way, and I'm like, fuck it, I've just hold on, I've got plenty more to do.
Yeah, I've got a list of things.
There's so much to it, but just a fucking
definitely get your money's worth from that game.
Oh, absolutely. And they released, it was like 16 free DLCs, and that's like not expansion packs, but like DLCs to add things in, like wee things, like clothes and stuff like that, different outfits for people. And then they had the 2 paid DLCs, both about 30 hours. Both could have literally been standalone games. They're that long.
That's
they're that
pretty long,
in depth.
man.
Aye.
They worked overtime for the games as well. Like the guys that did that, it's crazy.
You can really feel the detail in it. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think we've all
3
picked
pretty different games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like interesting. That's Polish games, isn't it? Like it was a Polish company.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red.
It was a Polish story.
Japanese for
supposed
myself.
Yeah.
So Persona, Final Fantasy, and The Witcher.
Yeah.
That's so
3 good games.
Yeah.
Well,
Different
my
games.
game isn't considered great, but I love it.
It was good to you.
It's our opinion, and that's all that matters.
And
I'm
ours is the only
hoping.
correct one.
I'm hoping on in 10 years when we do another one of these podcasts of the decade, I'm hoping Cyberpunk 2077 is my game of the decade.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Which
it
will
lives
we
up
be
to
then, Hamish?
fucking 40. Jesus Christ.
Oh no, I'm so.
Yeah,
So
let's not
you'll be
think
going
about
like that. Oh, that new Nintendo is pretty good, isn't it? She was like,
I'll
which
be
one?
buying
I know.
consoles.
Oh man,
Like,
yeah.
I can't wait for the Xbox One.
yeah.
Something, whatever they're going to call it.
Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
That's a
whatever they're
terrible
gonna call
fucking
it.
name. Xbox X.
Hopefully get a chance to play EGX if we're
EGX.
yeah, so getting the right contact, we'll go there. We'll say to the
so-
boys, give us free tickets.
Apart from that, is there anything that you're looking forward to in the next decade?
That's a
I
wild
would
question.
I would say like the integration of VR and making VR more accessible, better, seeing
Less
what they're gonna
wires.
put as well.
Yeah,
Because I mean, you've already sort of done that with the new Oculus for it, where they've got the trackers on the front of it, and all you do is just draw space around you for it, like on the ground. Like that's there. The technology is there. It'll just hopefully gets better. Like the headset, it's just a case of like it's just light as, and the sounds great for it. Until we get augments, like Deus Ex, where we can get like robot arms. I think that's like as much as we can live up. I want an Omniblade from like Mass Effect. So I can like tell the time and then like stab someone accidentally. I'm sorry for that. I'm Commander Shepard, and I approve of this station.
I did have like an honourable mention to Batman VR. Purely because that was my first foray into VR, because I played around. Hugh had it, and that's, you know, like, I love VR. I don't play it as much as I should.
It's too hard to set up.
It does get a bit.
Need
of
a lot of
pain,
space.
But I do think, in the next decade that will be a big part of gaming. I think, you know.
I would hope it is for it.
I hope that there's still consoles in 10 years.
And not just PCs.
Not just apps.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, you just don't have a Game Pass app on your phone or your TV. That's the way it looks like it's going to go. I think you'll have...
So what's wrong with that, though?
I don't know. I think it loses that...
collectability.
Not even the collectability. I think it just loses that feeling of ownership.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like,
it might go Stadia, whatever way, like, where you pay but you still don't own.
Yeah.
I think that's going to not work for game preservation. Like, you know how you can buy Super Mario for the NES now on eBay. Like, but what if that's only on a service and that service goes away? And that's where it gets kind of scary.
It's the same thing that they've been having. See, like, there's a lot of the Sega collections and stuff like that. A lot of people are saying, where the hell is Sonic free for it? But the only way you can get Sonic free now is just like on Steam. I think it's the only place that sells it. But there's a whole thing to do with like, copyright issues.
It's the Michael Jackson songs.
Yeah, stuff like that. But it's like, you can't ever, like, they can say, like, you can have that, the game will be there forever, but how can it be? Like, if, you know, they're going to be worried that they can't reproduce it as much.
It's not like films where they re-release them all the time, and then even if they're on Netflix, you can still buy the Blu-ray and stuff like that.
You still have that.
Still
or the DVD or the video
there somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
I hope there is as well for it. Like, physical still exists.
I want to see where graphics go.
I want to see Super Mario Land in real life. I want my real life Mario Kart when that opens up in Japan.
Yeah, I can't wait for that as well.
Fly back here just for that reason.
Well, where is graphics going to go?
I was just about to say, see, when you're saying graphics, like, where can they go? Because they're getting pretty photorealistic now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There'll be small increments now.
Obviously, there will be small...
We've seen an 8K telly in Dubai.
Yeah,
and they were just like, that was crazy.
I got annoyed because I saw the Xbox Series X was going to be 8K, compatible.
Yeah. And
I was like, I just bought a 4K TV. Like, and I, probably will buy an 8K TV, but it's still annoying. Like, TVs used to be the thing that you'd buy and you keep it for 5 years, but now it's like, oh no, by the way, this one comes out and it's got more Ks. Like, how many more Ks is there? How many more Ks is useful?
Yeah,
is the question.
Yeah, what gets to the point where you don't really notice enough of a difference to make it worth buying.
And I bought 4K Blu-rays and stuff like that because there is a big visual difference between
you
HD and 4K.
Notice, yeah.
But what is the visual difference between 4K and 8K? Like, what difference
is that? 4Ks, mate.
Like, I know, but what does that mean?
I think we talked about that the last time for it as well. But it's like, I would like to see upgrade for VR for it as well, and I would like to see. Let's see. You can't really say more original IPs because it's hard to make original IPs.
Yeah.
I would like to have a different game genre explored, because we had like Minecraft was like one of the best selling games this generation, and it's kind of like went down towards Fortnite now with the Battle Royale.
Yeah.
I'd like a new
something else to take over
well.
I think we're too old for them. I think that's what it is. We don't hit them phenomenons anymore. Because we got the Pokemon phenomenon, and we got the online game Halo phenomenon at the time. But we've kind of
surpassed that.
We are looking for those story-driven games. You think we're looking for stuff that gives us like.
I mean, it depends what comes out. Like like I was saying, I played a bit of Battle Royale on the Black Ops 4 and stuff like that. I never got massively into Fortnite or anything like that. Not my kind of style, but.
We need to actually find out a niche so we can actually get people to listen and watch us.
Yeah.
Game Boy?
A neat quiche. A quiche.
I think that's us done.
Yeah. On that note, yeah.
Don't leave on the
quiche. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening. Obviously, we've not quite been going for a year, but it's
been a solid 7 months, I think.
Yeah, we're getting there. It has been a really fun year. It's been great. I've enjoyed it.
I've had it, and may, like, the best man win in the battle royale we'll have at the end of this podcast. Who will survive 2020? Tune in next time.
I hope everyone, the listeners that we have, old and new, have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening, giving all of your support.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Sounds like we're going to die.
It's the end of an era, mate.
End of a decade.
Well, we'll hopefully get bigger and better next year. And better at this.
Yeah.
Because you get better every time you do it, I hope.
Kind of get worse. So,
only way is up, baby.
How long are you going to cut Dom's ramble?
Persona 5 is good. Anyway,
what's your number one, Dom? Persona 5. What's your number one, Hugh?
It's just Hamish explaining his games.
I'll cut it down to about half, so it's only about 20 minutes or something.
Just remember, you can follow us on Instagram at PatchesInOfficial.
On Twitter at PatchesIn.
You can watch our streaming at twitch.tv/PatchesInGaming.
You can listen to our podcast on YouTube if you want.
Yeah.
At Patchesin.
Spotify. We're on all the streaming
at
things.
Patchesin.
Yeah.
All the streamy goodness.
All that streamy goodness in your ears.
You can email us, patchesinofficial@gmail.com.
What was that, Hamish?
patchesinofficial@gmail.com. Why do you always ask me to say this twice?
I know. I thought you'd like
First
that.
time was slugged.
No. I just like saying that. I think it's awesome when you say, "What's that again?" So it's twice. You always remember it.
All the links, as I was saying earlier on, they're all on patchesin.com if you need anything.
Give us a wee question, give us a wee message. Send us your fan art or Hugh in the girl body.
Oh, God.
So, once again, thank you very much for a very fun, year of podcasting.
Yeah.
Here's to the next 10.
Yep.
Fuck.
So, you just want to say bye? Bye from Dom.
See you later, guys. Enjoy your new year.
Bye from Hugh.
Bye.
Why is it a weird one every time?
That's a thing
Just
I do now.
give us a sincere bye, God's sake.
Bye.
A sincere bye. Not boy with a bye.
Boy.
Goodbye.
My God, this is... sorry, guys. But yeah, thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Have a good year.
Goodbye.
Have a good decade.
Goodbye.
Say bye to Hugh because he's not coming back on the next one.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
We'd have no idea how to finish, do we?
Oh, I was
You just don't do it right.
Goodbye, David.
Oh.
Bye, David.